What is up, fellow YouTubers? It's your boy King Cobra with a video response. Yep. So, here we go. We're watching an episode of Louder with Crowder. Biden admin's extreme transgender healthcare agenda. Louder with Crowder. What? Okay. So first of all, it just feels like, man, you know what I'm saying? And it just feels like Biden hired that person because of their transgenderness, not because they're actually qualified. It's just his way of virtue signaling how hip and relevant he is to the young generation. Like, oh, see, look, now, come on, man. Like the worst Joe Biden impression ever. No, come on, man. Oh, come on, man. I might have been driving Model Ts when I was in high school, but that don't mean nothing, you know? Come on, man. No, I'm busting balls over here, but I'm just kidding. Like, what I honestly said on my YouTube channel is I am an independent. You know what I'm saying? And when Trump took office, I was independent then, too. I said, you know what, we'll give him a chance. See how he does. A lot of people didn't like the way that turned out. So now people are questioning Joe Biden and going, is he going to be worse? Is he going to be better? His term just started, dude. Let's see how it plays out. But meantime, like, I get so much crap for being a goth hippie, but I'm not here to judge people for their lifestyles, honestly. Yeah. It's about to go. 3, 2.
See, I did this. You couldn't see because I did it before the intro stopped, but I turned around and I wanted to have my mug and go,
my club.
I'll get you next time.
You will never find me, my club.
That was just the laziest villain voice ever in Inspector Gadget. Glad to be with you, everybody. In case you hadn't noticed, I started off with an Inspector Gadget reference. Slow news day. But we need to release the pressure. We need a pressure valve from yesterday, and the Twitter stuff was reinstated in record time. So that's good. But we'll see what happens here. And I think the posts are actually interactable, but who knew?
Who knew?
We'll be talking about a lot today. I realized this is bizarre. We haven't done a deep dive, a shallow dive segment on Dr. Rachel Levine, Assistant Health Secretary. And this is you know what, we have some questions. So the best thing you can do when you're watching this is just comment, right? That's what helps the algorithm.
Do it. Hit it.
Can anyone here name, before I introduce you, because it's rhetorical, can anyone name the assistant secretary to anything else in the government? Can you name me the actual secretary of health of HHS? Can you name me the assistant secretary of housing and urban development? The assistant secretary?
Oh, sure. If you Googled it, you could find the name out.
Well, let me go further. Can you name me any assistant secretary of anything in the history of the United States? Not the secretary, the assistant, Z. So, Gerald, how are you? We have him on the show.
How are you, sir?
Doing fine. We'll be talking about Cuomo as well. Hunter Biden.
Yes.
A lot to get to. Corey Black Garrett, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing well.
Good morning. Yeah, there you go. He went the white.
Very white.
did.
Yeah,
The
he
three-quarter
really did.
spot.
Yeah.
And Dave Landau is here today. And by the way, Dave Landau, you're going to be at Skyline in Appleton, Wisconsin.
Ahoy, hoy, and yes.
Oh, okay. There we go. I think we
Skyline, Appleton, Wisconsin.
There you go. You can hit that little image there, Corey Black Garrett. There you go. See a plug.
That
I
really
highly
is
recommend. Highly
By the way.
recommend you guys go check it out.
Yeah.
Because he's mostly funny. Now,
Hey,
Fact check true.
fact check.
proof.
Half a Pinocchio. This is a great bit on Pinocchio, by the way.
I do. It's a puppet show involving my pants.
Yes.
I lie a lot on stage.
And then he takes you to Fantasy Island.
Yeah.
It's just Fire
It's
Island.
Atlantis,
It's just a ferry to Fire Island.
Just my bedroom with a series of bells like Michael Jackson.
Okay, so this is something that just is breaking right now. This has been trending on Twitter, and I just wanted to address it because it's so smug, and he has an asymmetrical crooked face, and I always like to highlight that. Ryan Williams smugly talking, and by the way, peddling conspiracy theories, which apparently are allowed on Twitter, and about Senator Ron Johnson and Russia. Watch this clip.
We're going to talk about Ron Johnson, the rare conspiracy theorist
That's like a
who is
weird
a regular on Meet the Press.
Experimental half
paperback
moon in a
home
children's
is
book
accusing him of
drawing. That's his face.
whitewashing 1/6, and here is why from today's hearing.
Very few didn't share the jovial, friendly, earnest demeanor of the great majority. Some obviously didn't fit in, and he describes 4 different types of people:
Wait for
plainclothes
Master
militants,
Williams' response.
agents provocateurs, fake Trump protesters, and then disciplined, uniformed column of attackers. I think these are the people that probably planned this.
As I always say, we paid extra to have those translated from the original Russian.
Did we forget when you lied
what
about
an
helicopter
asshole.
fire?
Speaking of Pinocchio, why doesn't he blink in rhythm?
I have no idea.
It's like each side does it.
That's why I say it's asymmetrical. I don't want to laugh if he had shingles.
No, that's true.
Well, can that
Survey! I think that was because we made that with
I remember, I do.
All right. YouTube. Working on one. We got 2 done. Another one on the way. See louder with Crowder rocking a beard. Get yourself some God of War beard oil. Smell like a man. Coupon code King Cobra will get you 15% off your next order. It starts smelling good for the ladies. Now, I'll give you a shout out if you use my affiliate link and my coupon code for sure to buy this amazing soap. Tactical soap is the bee's knees. You can get it over at GrondikeSoap.com. The affiliate link is right next to the coupon code in the description box of all my videos now. Check that out. This soap is the bee's knees, YouTube. Taking your girlfriend out for a date. You're going to the bar, going to the club, wherever there might be, whether you got an adult female friend for yourself or you're going to the club or the bar with other adult women and you want to attract adult women or increase your odds. That doesn't guarantee you'll get laid, but it will increase your odds a little bit. Wearing this soap makes a difference. I struggle with Asperger's, so sometimes socially I'm not the most graceful. But when I wear the tactical soap, it's like having a wingman on your skin. Scott Carr emailed me the coupon code himself. He's like, how about coupon code King Cobra? And I says, dude, that works beautifully. I said, at the time I started my affiliate link, I had like 15,000 subscribers. Now I'm almost at 21,000, so I appreciate that. Now, check this out. We're doing a video response, Louder with Crowder, Steven Crowder. Biden's admin's extreme transgender healthcare agenda. Jeez. And sometimes it only feels like Joe Biden picked that person because they were who they were. You know, people would say that he's virtue signaling and, you know what I'm saying, all this other crap. And some people who support him would disagree and say, no, he's giving other people a chance to shine. Yeah. Now, if you're a lesbian and you want to smell good for the ladies, this stuff works for lesbians too. This soap works for lesbians and straight men. Yes. And I love wearing tactical soap. It's all natural. And if you got a beard, you want to rock that beard oil, trust me, YouTube, that beard oil is awesome. Still got a little bit left. They got some cologne too you can try with the tactical soap. And it works. It works, dude. You know, it's designed to make women notice you. Hint, hint. Wink, wink. Yeah, buddy. Oh my God, dude, why? Hello? These people are the saddest fucks on the planet, dude. Trying to pull this southern tough sheriff accent on me like, boy, you better blah, 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 blah. Like, you literally have nothing better to do than call me up and say, boy, you better not be eating your boogers. I'm like, dude, fuck off. Okay? Most people would never share embarrassing things they did when they were kids. But because I made a video and I talked about how when I was a kid, I used to eat my boogers when I was a kid. It's kind of gross, but hey, kids do gross things. Most people wouldn't share it on social media. They'd be like, ew, what the you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? And you're sitting there making fun of me for it. I'm like, dude, I got more balls than you do.
But he had Shane. Well, the joke still stands on its
Very
own.
hilarious.
Here's the one thing that I want to highlight
works.
to you guys. Remember NBC? This is him on MSNBC now. But people used to defend him in earnest, say, no, he's one of the finest.
Now think of how sad this is, right? I spend my day making wands, making music, entertaining people, trying to make the world a better place. You know what I'm saying? And the whole time, these people are just sitting here waiting for me to go live so they can call me. That's a pretty sad life for them, to be honest, YouTube. Yeah, here we go. The no caller IDs. Well, dude, I got my own affiliate link for my favorite soap. I'm going places, man. These trolls, on the other hand, are doing nothing with their life but waiting for me to go live. So I think, honestly, YouTube, my haters are my biggest supporters. And I was hanging out with some female friends last night, and one of them had never met me before, and I had the soap on, and it was like black magic. Ooh. I'm telling you, this soap is black magic in a bar because it works.
Broadcasters we have. This is real journalism, Brian Williams. And conservatives like myself, back in 2009 with the blue bedsheet, I would say, no, listen, if you think that Brian Williams is my God, an actual journalist, you probably think the same about Walter Cronkite. People bought it wholesale, and now that he's on MSNBC, he's free to peddle his opinion and lies and conspiracies that are allowable on big tech.
That's unbelievable.
So, I don't know. Do you guys remember? We were supposed to think he was an actual journalist until he got caught in a lie that was so egregious, they had to acknowledge it, kind of like Cuomo, which we'll get to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it was the helicopter lie, which is
That's just it, dude. You think my trolls didn't do gross things when they were kids, eat their earwax and shit like that? Come on. You know what I'm saying? But most of them wouldn't share that on social media. Like, yeah, this one time when I was a kid, you know what I'm saying? Nah, dude.
lot to lie.
That is a lot to lie about.
Right, he didn't even start small. He's like,
No.
it's like saying you were like in the towers during 9/11.
Right.
You're just like, yo, I was there, man.
I was there.
Yeah,
Like,
you
Geraldo,
were.
hold my beer.
That was me jumping out the window, but I just...
And speaking of beer, I sell shirts on Teespring, and I actually own this shirt. It printed sweetly, if I do say so myself. It's the people sucking it, and I need a beer shirt. Yes. People who ordered the shirts over the last couple of weeks, you should be getting them here soon. I do appreciate y'all ordering the merchandise. That is most definitely what's up. Looks like my moderators are on top of their game today. You know the feeling right? Seriously.
did a somersault.
Yeah, right when I hit the ground.
My judo break falls.
You ever seen that phone man clip? That's me.
I was shot at over Iraq.
What were you about to say something about Brian Williams?
No, I was about to say something about Ron Johnson's statement. Like, he was reading a statement from somebody else.
Right.
He was just claiming that the crowd was made up of a diverse cross-section of people. Some people were unhappy. Some people were very happy. That's not
We paid
propaganda.
extra to have it translated from Russian.
Yeah,
much like watching my young daughter perform in depraved sexual acts on the worst series HBO has ever seen. I can't even describe it because it's so disgusting.
Wait, what?
What show is she on?
Girls.
It's girls. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, that was his daughter?
And I can't even tell you what she did on it. Let's just move on. By the way, you can follow me on
I saw
Instagram. Stop it.
It
Instagram.
was dinner.
Louder with crap. The best thing you can do is just, this is a show you tune into Monday through Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern, because, you know, algorithms and all that, all the
fun
rap
stuff.
Yeah.
We want another one, I guess, with Twitter since we've been back on, but
I'm about to put my phone on the charger and turn it off because the battery's about to die. And seriously, I don't care if you're trans. I don't. You know, I get judged for being goth all the time. So who would I be to judge someone for their lifestyle? We got an unknown voicemail.
Fucking bike, and I want that fucking bike today.
Wait, what? You want my fucking bike?
My sunny day is me and my girls want to take a ride. We want to take a ride downtown on that fucking bike. Me driving her on the back. You better produce that fucking bike.
What the fuck, dude?
I want that fucking bike.
This guy's been calling me nonstop for years saying he wants my fucking bike. And I'm like, well, if you want my fucking bike, it's called a Ratfink Chopper. It's a pedal bike. I got mine with the ape hangers, and I spray painted it black, and the rims are spray painted green. I got a little bike horn on it and a bell. And guess what? Everybody in town knows that bike, by the way. People see me riding it all the time. So if you tried stealing it, you'd be a dumb motherfucker. I sincerely doubt he even has a girlfriend to ride on the back of his fucking bike. You know what I'm saying? This guy doesn't even have a girlfriend. These people don't have girlfriends. Their whole life revolves around fucking with me. And that's the sad part of it, is they're telling me I need to get laid. I'm like, bro, if you spent less time picking on somebody with autism and more time on focusing on how miserable your life has become, maybe you could fix it and get your own YouTube channel and get your own deal going and maybe pick up some chicks. But no, you're never going to get a girlfriend sitting here obsessing over me. If anything, girls are going to be coming to me because they're like, dude, why are you picking on this guy? He has autism. Like, oh yeah, you're special. You know what I'm saying? I'm not allowed to talk about what's wrong with me without people saying you're just playing the card. It's like, shut the fuck up, dude. We're all playing cards, man. Life's a gamble. Oh. So yeah, check that affiliate link out, man. Get yourself some of that cologne, some of that soap. I want to give me some of that cologne next time I order my soap.
You can support us at mugclub.com/mugclub. Fight Like Hell is a promo code. You get $30 off.
Last day.
So we have a lot to get to. I do want to know why you guys think that even the media is turning on Cuomo now. That's kind of the question of the day, I guess. Is it because they don't have a common enemy in Trump anymore? It is surprising how quickly they're acknowledging just the depths of his shititude.
It is maybe they miss their grandparents
That could be it.
that he murdered.
They miss Mima.
You know what's happening right now. The lesser Cuomo on TV is like, this is my chance to supplant him. He's going to break the story. If my brother was wrong.
Yeah, no, he's not.
No.
You watch.
He's going to have him on with a giant
Sibling
Q-tip. Be like,
rivalry.
we're doing Gallagher shtick. Did you ever see? It was the most embarrassing Gallagher in all of the news. But before we get to here's, again, this it's a cavalcade of former presidents and current presidents and reporters, and they've all worked together. It's an incestuous relationship because now Barack Obama and Bruce Springsteen have a Spotify exclusive podcast, and this is so Rogan's in good company.
Oh, jeez.
According to Spotify, the show called Renegades.
Ooh.
Hold on a second.
Oh, wow.
Before I do anything, called Renegades
watch out.
Born in the USA. Look, Barack Obama was a junior senator about whom we know nothing. We don't even have his college transcripts, likely a diversity admission, okay, who has never worked in the private sector his entire adult life. I don't think you could find a more inappropriate name than Renegade.
Well, also, Lorenzo Lamas had a show called Renegade.
Might I suggest Chips? I think that might work better. So it's called Renegades, and Bruce Springsteen. You have Barack Obama and Bruce Springsteen, whose the biggest adversity, self-admittedly, that he had to overcome was his dad unplugging his guitar when he didn't wash the dishes. He's been famous since he was 16 years old, was raised in an upper middle class family. And I'm all from a small town. No, you don't know what? You haven't seen a folk in 40 years.
They both had a tough life, Stephen.
So according to Spotify, the show called Renegades, Born in the USA, will discuss race, fatherhood, marriage, and the state of America. This is per a press release, with the first 2 episodes premiering today for free, and then premium Spotify users, I guess, get it ad-free. And we actually have exclusive audio, though, of one of their episodes recordings. Yeah. And you can listen to exclusive on Spotify. Now, Bruce, where did you get the inspiration for Born in the USA? I was born in the USA. Right, but there's quite a bit more than that. You wouldn't get it, man. You're just a Nigerian prince. That's not true. It was born in Kenya, Hawaii. Hey, man, I'm wearing my fighting scarf, Barry. You want a tango? I can't believe you're this drunk off one White Claw. All right, it's time for dance. Dancing in the dark. Not Bruce. No, that's not necessary. Bruce. Not Bruce. No, we haven't defunded the police yet, have we? Better call him.
You know the stereotype for White Claw that like basic white bitches drink it? Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. If you were trying to get chicks to come to your party, some of these girls ain't going to be drinking the beers y'all are drinking. And I hate to say it, but all your friends are calling you a faggot for having White Claw in your fridge. But then Friday starts popping, and you got your boys over having a beer. Next thing you know, a couple chicks come over, and they're like, oh, finally, someone who has what we drink. And then, you know what I'm saying? And they're just chilling out. That's not to say there aren't women who don't drink harder or regular beer or harder stuff. But, dude, I've tried White Claw. It's actually delicious. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, why the fuck do people gotta generalize your manhood or your sexuality over what you drink, or your womanhood for that matter? It's so pretentious and judgmental, dude. You're looking at that going, hey, wait a minute. All your friends are sitting there giving you mad shit about having White Claws in your fridge. But that party pops off, and the same asshole that called you a faggot for having White Claw in your fridge the other day is now looking at you talking to this smoking hot blonde who's slamming them left and right, going, you know what? Maybe this guy's onto something. And, yep. All of a sudden, your friend giving you shit is going, hey, wait a minute. This dude's getting chicks because he has enough balls to put White Claw in his fridge and not give a fuck what any man says about him? Well, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is just toxic masculinity 101.
Well,
Some disaster.
Sounds interesting.
seems like they started it before some of the.
You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna host a party and you want chicks to come to your party, and you know chicks have a stereotype, of course. As a stereotype, I'm not trying to be a stereotypist, but chicks like White Claw. And some dudes drink them too. Like, who gives a fuck? It's just alcohol, dude. As long as you're old enough to drink it and you're not being stupid while you're on it, who cares? Like, it's so dumb when you sit there and you're drinking an Angry Orchard and some guy just looks at you and says, oh, that's a girl's drink. And you just look at him like, dude, you're not the one providing me beer. I'll tell you what, Slick, if you think what I'm drinking is a girl's drink, then why don't you provide the alcohol? Until then, shut the fuck up. Right. Women do this crap too. You're at your book club meeting with your gal pals, and you're all sitting there going, so what'd you think of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire? Oh, I thought it was really good. Yeah, the battle scene between Voldemort and Harry was really good. I mean, J.K. Rowling is just such a beautiful author. Yeah, she's really good, right? And then one of your gal pals says, oh, hey, I gotta use the restroom. So the host of the party gets up to use the bathroom, says she'll be right back. And as soon as your host leaves, everyone's sitting there going, oh my God, can you believe Cheryl got that brand of wine? Ugh, I know, what a cheap slut. And where's the White Claw? Jeez. Speaking of J.K. Rowling, and it seems like we're talking about the extreme transgender healthcare agenda, J.K. Rowling came under fire for being transphobic. And I'm like, dude, if Dumbledore is gay, then I don't know, man. I think they took what she said and mislabeled it. Her arguments on Twitter were basically is if you take away the concept of gender, then you take away the concept of being a woman, being a woman. The thing she meant, you know, the thing she tweeted was, gee, I wonder, what do those people call that menstruate? Someone help me out. Woob, man, wham, man, wow, you know what I'm saying? And people got offended by that tweet. They would have been a lot more offended if a man had said it. And I support trans rights too, 100%. So does J.K. Rowling. However, when the healthcare agenda, oh, geez. Okay, it's okay to be accepting of these things and tolerant. But when that's the only narrative just because, you know what I'm saying?
Recent press releases.
Yeah.
Jeep had to be pissed with that super
Oh man.
Oh, yeah.
It was immediate.
Yeah.
Yeah, now he was acquitted, though.
I
Yeah.
know.
Well, the
that.
charges were dropped. I don't think that's an acquittal. I think it was just dropped.
Yeah, it was,
I'm not
Right?
a lawyer.
Is that
I've
what
only
happened?
had many.
and Bruce Springsteen apparently had very few. That's the
yeah.
saddest part of that story. Either that he only had one shot,
Yeah.
or that he lied about having one shot. You have an image to upkeep, boss.
No, he
Yeah.
should, if he's down by the river drinking, he should have been like, I had 30 beers like
Right.
every
Yeah.
night.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a renegade, right?
Yeah, you could be a renegade and have a shot.
What happened, Renegades?
Like
I'm
one.
the boss, man. Your teenage daughter could drink me under the table.
I had a Seagram's half
Oh,
wine cooler. Oh,
You
it was
see
all
that?
over the road.
I'm feeling dizzy.
You seen those commercials back in the 90s with Bruce Willis for the wine coolers? I lost out to him for that. Can you believe that, man?
Just think of it. If you're at a party that you were invited to and you did not provide the alcohol, or a gathering, get together, social function, whatever, and you're at a party, you didn't provide the alcohol, man, then don't complain about it. Like, that is the most two-faced bullshit, dude. You know what I'm saying? It's the truth.
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah, I can.
Yes.
Before we move on to Cuomo, it's Black.
Seriously, it's like, you didn't provide the alcohol. You were invited to the party. And if you know booze is being brought to said party, then at the very least you pick up a 6-pack of beer. Very least. Doesn't have to be anything fancy, you know. You show up with some Angry Orchards or a 6-pack of Buds, you know.
History Month, where we appreciate and honor
Yeah.
our brothers and sisters. This is the last show of Black History Month. I won't be able to do that
Don't
anymore.
talk about
Were you miming? Or?
I don't know.
Don't talk about you.
I was raising the roof. Give us your some information here.
All right,
for
so the
us.
last day of Black History Month, I want to give you a little history fact here.
He changed his voice like
Again.
Kamala
Hey, I was
Harris.
saving it up. I was saving
No,
it up.
he was like
saving it
Hillary
up.
did,
That's
right?
That's not how genetics work.
That's
You
how my
can't-
genetics
you
work.
can't
What you talking
save it
about?
up just so that you can shout the word hot sauce.
Hot sauce.
Wasn't that her catchfriase when Hillary did
It was.
stand up?
It
She would
was.
do a joke and then go,
A hot sauce. Kamala Harris saying, "I worked at McDonald's. I did the fries.
In the
I did
ice
I did
cream.
the ice cream." You're like, yes, those are two things at
Yeah.
McDonald's.
Also, ice cream machine.
Say
Not
other-
working right now.
Say other words that people can identify, so you don't have to explain your checkered past.
I did their fish fillets. I was listening to Tupac. It was 1978.
Yeah.
He was big in the 70s.
And then she turns around to Joe Biden. Don't worry, I won't talk like that all the
Just a
time.
bunch of white men just not listening to black men here trying to give you some
It's
facts.
very transient. Okay, give us the information. Keep it brief.
All right. Islamic slave trade actually lasted 1,000 years longer than the European slave trade.
That's true.
And
Huh.
Muhammad is
Okay. This is the strawberry banana ripe e-liquid nicotine juice. I mixed it with the mango CBD and a couple drops of that cinnamon 1,000 milligrams CBD hemp extracts. And this has about 6 milligrams of nicotine. It was given to me by a friend, so I'm like, you know what? Hey. And you know what? I could smell the mango in it. Yep. Sweet. Geez. So the tank is on empty. Low on tobacco, so it helps to have backups when you're out or low. Okay, so look at that. That is full. Sweet. You can see the hemp extracts floating right there at the top. Oop. I put the tank in upside down. Well, now that was super intelligent. There we go.
It's very racist to my black brothers and
Careful.
sisters. Oh, extremely racist. I'm
That's
just
right.
saying.
I mean,
It is true. He was
That's
a
a factual
prolific. He was a
statement.
prolific racist and slave trader.
ah,
So also, some people say he was very white.
That's a possibility.
Which brings us, because there's a convergence here, Black History Month, to Hadith of the Day. Show Dave's face because there needs to be some buy-in for him too.
You're on the hook for the
Eshak 243. I heard the
live near
apostles
Dearborn,
say.
Michigan. That's strange.
I heard the apostles say, whoever wants to see Satan should look at Nabtal. He was a black man with long flowing hair, inflamed eyes, and dark ruddy cheeks. 961, Gabriel came to Muhammad and said, oh my God, this is bad for even me to read. If a black man comes to you, his heart is more gross than a donkey.
Wow.
That's
Holy.
the Hadith of the Day.
wow.
Wow.
Is not.
Yeah, that was just horrible. That's actually in people's religious texts. What the fuck, dude? No. That is just wow. I'm blown away by that shit, man. What the fuck?
Nabtal Little Richard. If he goes a wop wop a lubop, he must go.
You must go bop bamboo.
If he has jerry curls and a mustache, he is Satan.
He could be the color of candy and possibly like boys. Much like a lot of us.
No.
You know what I'm talking about.
I do, guys. I do.
Yes.
You made me this way.
You got me.
Say we've been
all right.
photo birth the boys' pleasure.
Let's move on to Andrew Cuomo. Again, I'm so surprised how quickly they've thrown him under the bus. Hopefully, it happens.
great.
Hopefully, it happens with Whitmer. Right?
Hopefully it's
Oh,
literal.
yeah.
No one else has. No one else has talked about Whitmer or Cuomo before we really were.
Yeah.
And no one else at all has been talking about Whitmer. That's just because, Michigan is our home state. I wonder how long it'll take for it to catch on there, because Whitmer is worse than any other governor. You could also argue, we're going to get to Rachel Levine in a little bit, track record in Pennsylvania, almost as bad as Cuomo, but inverted penis, so we don't talk about it.
No.
So
Yes.
in December,
Right.
this is Cuomo now. Now Cuomo's accused of sexual harassment.
Uh-oh.
And I want to be clear. We don't know this, and I'm not saying that he's guilty. I want to get to Rachel Levine in a little bit. Track record in Pennsylvania, almost as bad as Cuomo, but inverted penis, so we don't talk about it.
No.
So
Yes.
in December,
Right.
this is Cuomo now. Now Cuomo's accused of sexual harassment.
Uh-oh.
And
Lindsay Boylan, her first experience of workplace sexual harassment was when her mom got her first real office job after graduating from college when she was in high school. She was so excited to be taken seriously. Her boss isolated her, kissed her. She never had that type of job again. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. I tell you what, man, that sexual harassment crap needs to come to a stop. This is why a lot of guys have a hard time getting a girlfriend. They could be one of the nicest guys on the planet. However, when women have dealt with enough creepy assholes, their distrust for men just evaporates. And I get you want to have fun with the ladies, but there's a time and a place, bro. You can't just sit there and do that kind of crap. Think about this, okay? How would it feel if you were being sexually harassed by someone you didn't find attractive? And if it was extremely uncomfortable and they used their position of power and privilege in society to get away with it. Like, I hate to say it, but what if you were a dude who was straight getting flirted on by one of your gay coworkers and you turned him in for sexual harassment and they fired you for being a homophobe and that doesn't comply with their company policies? Wouldn't you be a little pissed off? Oh, I'm not trying to generalize things, but that's exactly how women feel when you're flirting with them in the workplace, you know? It makes their job uncomfortable. Hey, a new vape trick.
And I want to be clear. We don't know this, and I'm not saying that he's guilty. I want to hold myself to the same standard as I do when people come out with false Me Too allegations with anyone else. But it's funny, so I'm going to cover it. So Lindsey Boylan tweeted that she'd been sexually harassed by Governor Cuomo for years. And what's funny is you have Cuomo. He responded to it recently. There's more to it afterwards because part of his response he accidentally corroborated her story. Wow. Which is why I think it's probably true, but I can't make that claim. Just like the election, no foul play. Here is Cuomo responding.
Yeah, I heard about the tweet and what it said about comments that I had made, and it's not true, Zach. Look, I fought for and I believe a woman has the right to come forward and express her opinion.
That's about his defense. Is the old Santa from Miracle on 34th Street with the cane?
He's like, all I did was tell her I make a nice sausage and peppers and pull my pants down.
Yeah. Also, my penis was in a hoagie roll.
Yeah.
But I'm governor, right? One of the perks. So Boylan then wrote a very detailed article on Medium. Let me give you some of this information. She included an email that was sent to her relaying Cuomo's message to look up his former girlfriend, Lisa Shields, because she and Boylan could, quote, be sisters. And then Cuomo started calling her Lisa in public. Oh, wow. Then Boylan claimed that Cuomo suggested they play strip poker on his private jet.
That's just funny games.
Yeah.
Come on.
No. Dude, that's your work colleague, bro. That senator should be fired if the accusations are true. That senator should totally be fired if the accusations are true. Like, wow. You don't just ask your female coworker, hey, want to play strip poker on my private jet? You know what pisses me off about this crap YouTube? Guys who have a shit ton of money develop that attitude. They think, oh, hey, just because they got a shit ton of money, that women are supposed to just drop panties when they see them. Like, no, dude, have some fucking class. But then again, money doesn't buy class.
Boylan then said that Cuomo kissed her on the mouth after a one-on-one briefing in his New York City office.
What?
Italian.
Yeah,
Who knows? He does
exactly.
that with his brother.
Yeah.
He also sent out a tweet. I don't know if you remember during the Brett Kavanaugh investigation, saying that we should trust
That we should believe all women.
Right.
that
Yeah.
are coming forward. That did not age well.
Right. Well, here's the thing. I know, and I always say, look, this does need to be taken with a grain of salt. For example, like we talked about the Brian Callen situation.
Of course.
Then they worked together for 4 years. So you're like, okay, well, listen, this is from a very long time ago. There's no proof. And if there are no receipts, it is very difficult to just take it on face value because people are innocent until proven guilty. She wrote these articles and she included some information,
I hate sick fucks. I hate people who sexually harass. It's just, it's astonishing that people think. It's just astonishing to think that just because, oh, hey, you know what I'm saying? You got lots of money, you can just act a certain way. No. No.
corroborating information. Like I said, the texts, like I said, some of the emails. But as far as receipts, those were provided by Governor Cuomo, because then he tried to deny these
Galaxy brain,
allegations
man.
by releasing the flight logs, saying, look, in the flight logs, Yor and I weren't alone. And she just said, well, hold on a second. I never once said that. I said that we were in the flight at that time. So all he did was confirm her timeline. that she was on the plane.
Yeah.
So it's just, I mean, it's just a horrible defense.
It's like if you look at our activity board for that flight, you see we had dinner, strip poker. It's just not right.
Where he just lost and was naked the whole time, which was awkward,
right?
Being fully clothed, right?
Governor, why did you have to buy 3 hoagies? We had to do dress rehearsal.
Did you just fold a river?
Can you imagine being his publicist right now doing damage control? Like, no, don't release that. Don't release that. That's a bad idea.
So I tend to believe it. Also, here's why. And this is totally hearsay. Let me be clear. I tend to believe it because he's a lying piece of shit, and because he didn't really. This is the kind of action someone who didn't know that they were actually corroborating the story of someone who has had no accountability in public office, right? Who has been sort of coronated by the media. You see what happened with COVID until the only reason we know about the COVID scandal, the only reason the leftist media covered it is because one of his senior staffers admitted it. Again, the defense there, think about that for a second. The defense was, we were scared it would be used against us.
Somebody's in his corner that wants him to go down.
It reminded me of, I swear to you, when I was a kid, we heard some kid say to his parents, like as an excuse when his parents were about to discipline him.
Yeah.
His name was Jeffrey Hindle. And he said, but Dad, I didn't do it on purpose. And we misheard it. And so for about 4 months, because my dad didn't want to let us know because he thought it was funny and he'd spank us harder, we would say, but Dad, I did it on purpose. He goes, that's what I thought, over my knee. We didn't hear the didn't. That's the excuse from Cuomo. We thought it would be used against us that we, killed a bunch of seniors unnecessarily. Well, now we have to use it against you.
Right.
And hopefully kill all of you, figuratively.
Yeah, right now, if you're Whitmer, you are absolutely counting your lucky stars that you have California and New York governors that are worse than you.
You are shaking in your long stockings that roll up under the house.
And by lucky stars, you mean elderly people.
Yes. Well, that's the euphemistically.
Yeah.
Yes.
Referring to. Because when she's worried, she can't sleep. She counts dead grandmas instead of sheep.
I bet she sleeps upside down like a bat.
Yeah.
She looks like that.
She looks like she might.
She's a demon.
Yeah.
Well, I think, look,
fiery demon.
In the sack. Wait, that's worse. Let's go with yours. I just
yeah.
was trying to cover it up because, demon could be considered some kind of an egregious accusation. She killed old people in cold blood. How about that?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah. For her
clear
bad
things up.
offense.
Even demons might show up. That thing from Pan's Labyrinth might be like, ooh, that's a bit much.
Mitch McConnell?
Am I supposed to carry all of these to hell?
I'm going to need another handbag. The trend down here is go small.
This is the worst way to see.
Yeah. Where's your crematorium?
Have you ever touched yourself with eye hands?
It seems like it makes more sense to just keep them where they were. Slow news day.
Slow news
This is
day.
what you get.
What were you about to
I was
say?
going to say,
Gerald?
I'm not surprised this is happening to Cuomo. The evidence is just overwhelming. What I am surprised is it took this long.
Yeah.
Right? The evidence has been there the entire time, and writing a book about him and saying that he's, Times Man of the Year or something like that for his handling of this wasn't enough to make it go away.
Well, here's the thing: is they have to screw up, right? That's what happened. Like I said, with Andrew Breitbart, they were about to accuse Andrew Breitbart with the Anthony Weiner story of him making it up. They have to screw up and let a picture slip out. A staffer has to screw up and just say, "Well, we were afraid it would be used against us." Cuomo himself has to screw up and provide receipts that he sexually assaulted a staffer. And then you have people like de Blasio. I'm not saying that this guy is all of a sudden a man of stellar character.
No.
But he feels that he has some cover from the media that him and AOC called for a full investigation now into the nursing home policy. So they didn't want to call for the investigation of the nursing home policy when it was happening. But now that Me Too gives them the cover, they feel like, okay, well now we can actually do our jobs.
Well, they see a sinking ship and they're jumping off like good rats do.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Also, they see a sinking ship. They said, "Hey, wasn't that able to handle COVID patients, and you turned it away?" That was another one.
That was a different ship.
Hold on a second.
I was busy
playing grab ass. Why is Cuomo sounding? I don't even know what's going on here.
I don't know the voice. I just know that he wrote a book while people were dying about how great he did.
That's true.
Who writes
do
a
that?
book
Yeah. In fact, like
in the middle of a pandemic going, "How I beat the pandemic." Well, you didn't. What do you
all the
know?
dead seniors wrote the desk cover.
That's the only reason that's the only reason we find out. He wrote his book. He called it Mein Kampf. You're like, this is just the names of the dead.
Jeez.
And they're all over 80.
Lots of pages.
And Senator Ron Kim suggested that Cuomo be impeached after the nursing home deaths. By the way, hey, hit the notification bell really quickly if you subscribe, because subscriptions don't mean a whole lot. Right now, CNN, they're just talking about the Capitol lockdown. There's not a whole lot going on in the news. So I wanted to talk.
Yep. If you want to contribute to the channel, PayPal is the way to do it. Monetization is off. Because YouTube says we can't have you telling it like it is, Mr. Cobra. And it's frustrating, but what do? You know, there ain't jack shit you can do. Yep. Thank you for plugging that, CJ. I'll plug it again. Appreciate that. Again, it does go towards helping out with the channel and what have you. Do appreciate that.
Talk about, because I realized, I think this happened when we were on break, the official pick for this person, and don't hit the third rail on YouTube, Z.
Doctor.
Or
Yes.
Dr. Z. Dr. Z, if you prefer.
She has a PhD, a penis-hating degree.
That's fine.
I think we're safe.
That's fine.
Right?
Just don't use biologically accurate terms.
No, I was being serious.
No, that's fine too. Yeah. No, I hear. Yeah, listen, I like where your head's at. Let's try and build. Let's try and build some momentum into that. Okay. All right. Okay. So it's time now for the diversity hire of the week. You may not know a whole lot about Rachel Levine because we don't know a whole lot about assistant secretaries to anything ever. I don't even know that they've officially picked the actual secretary for the Department of HHS. Have they picked the actual one? They picked the assistant before they picked the actual secretary?
I wonder why.
Which, by the way, isn't a secretary an assistant? How does a secretary get an assistant?
That's a lot.
I don't think you understand the meaning of that.
Can't handle the load.
Where does Saucy Don, who drinks too many martinis, fit in?
He's there.
So Rachel Levine is Biden's assistant secretary for the Department of Health and Human Services. Of course, when Z is not moonlighting as Senate Minority Leader, we know that is, oh, come on now. Well, Rachel.
Oh, savage. they compared the assistant secretary trans person to looking like Mitch McConnell. Oh my God, dude, that is savage. Oh, bro.
So Levine looks like Mitch McConnell. If Mitch McConnell were a battered wife, like
oh, don't be like that. Don't use the term battered. That's fucked, dude. No, I'm serious, dude. When men get abused by women, no one takes them seriously because of how horrible us men have been to women for the last several centuries. No one believes our stories. Savage comparison, though.
I'm a true shiner. Like, I didn't know you weren't doing dairy. I'll remake it.
Meredith Baxter McConnell.
I'll do better. I'm sorry. Tell me it doesn't. Okay? I'm a child, but tell me I'm wrong.
Dinner must have been freezing.
So here's the thing. It's not that Levine is trans. I want to be clear, because this is something people used to give us flack. So why do you focus so much on the trans issue? Well, because at one point they were really pushing it hard. I think actually just for the first time we have more people identify as trans than lesbians. Really? 1.8% of the population. I don't have this at the but I think you can probably find it at some point or someone in the control room. 1.8% of the population identifies as trans, and I think it's 1.2 now identify as lesbian. So you know what's happening there. People are just confused and they're being told to transition. Because it wouldn't.
Whoa. Well, people may be confused. To some degree, they're being told to transition, but to some degree, they're not. Some people legitimately think this way, you two.
It wouldn't be so disproportionate with the increased number of gay and lesbian, which have been relatively stable from millennial to Generation Z, and now it's just boom, an explosion of trans. And it's not that Levine is trans. The reason I've focused on this for a long time, I know, Dave, I know
I'm
where
a
you're
child
going.
when you said it.
We're both. I just couldn't know if it was a Cuomo joke or if it was a Levine joke. Just put it in your back pocket. I'm sure it's going to come in handy.
Cut it off and put it in the back pocket.
And we'll talk about that procedure a little bit too. No. We'll talk about the procedure a little bit so we can explain it for you. But people say, why do you spend so much time on this? And look, we've spent time obviously on voter fraud. Big tech is the most important issue, I think, as it relates to certainly our job and the travel of information. However, more important than president is if men and women cease to exist, if we as a society no longer say that there are mothers and fathers, daughters and sons, sisters, brothers, and that there's a different way to rear them, that there's a different way to treat them, that they serve different roles in the family, in helping their children, that they can serve complementary roles in the community, that we are inherently valuable and different, which is, as a Christian, what we believe, fearfully and wonderfully created. If we remove the idea of men and women, if we make them fundamentally interchangeable, I do believe that Western civilization will cease to exist. I really do. That is the foundation. It's the bedrock. You cannot have a free country. You cannot have a country with minimal to no government intrusion without having smaller centralized units. So this is why also it's important when people say, well, why is the government and the marriage running business? And I understand I'd rather we have civil unions, the government, the church be out of marriage. But this is why. Because we understood that with this country, and then I get to Rachel Levine and the inverted penis in a minute. We understood, you've been to Five Guys. Yeah, and got the hot dog and they cut it in. They cut it in half.
Stop! You're ruining the hot dogs.
The burger place.
So they understood. They understood that before federal government, before state government, you had to have the family. You had to have a nuclear family, and that these people had to have some kind of self-governing principles, and that means complementarianism. That means a mom, a dad. And it doesn't mean that single parents. No, look. There's obviously one parent is better than none, but we're talking about the ideal, the foundation upon which we build society.
Yeah.
And I do think that matters more than anything else. And especially when we talk about speech laws. And if you can be silenced or jailed in places like Canada or the UK for using what is undoubtedly 100% scientifically the appropriate biological term and was the appropriate term in the LGBT community until 4 years ago, free speech ceases to exist. So are you starting to get the picture as to why it matters to me so much? And were you about to say something?
I was going to say it's under attack from every single angle too right now, right? For the nuclear family, it is the bedrock of civilization. You can look back to ancient Rome and see why they started to fall. It was similar situations going on there. And now the nuclear family, it's not saying like, hey, there's an alternative. It's saying that's actually bad. We don't want that anymore. We want people to be on their own now.
Yeah.
There is no family.
Well, let me take it a step further here. This is why this is so scary. Because what we used to talk about that were really relegated to pieces from Vox or Vice or Slate, just go back through the history of the show. Now you have someone who's the assistant secretary to HHS who actually is coming for your children. What do I mean by this? This person is as radical can be and is the first publicly announced sort of, I guess you would say, pseudo cabinet pick from Biden because it was a rush to say, look, we have trans.
Yeah.
They want you, and this will become policy and it will become hate speech to speak out against it. Rachel Levine, doctor, advocates putting your children and allowing them to on puberty blockers.
Remember puberty? Wasn't that fun? Wasn't that a lot of fun? So what if you're going?
No. Puberty sucks, but we all have to go through it. There are so many goddamned health consequences to doing that, dude. No. These are doctors. And their whole argument for this was, remember how much puberty sucked? No. Hey Josh, did you see that they're making Mr. Potato Head gender neutral? Yeah, they've already kind of done that, but okay. They had Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. It's already gender neutral, my dude. But okay.
Through the wrong puberty. What if you're a transgender young woman, meaning male to female, and
so they're trying to it's the whole crowd that tries to advocate for minors to get trans surgery and to block puberty until they're aligned the correct surgery. Like, no, dude, stop. Don't even get me started, dude. No. Chances are, and I'm not trying to be a dick, but a lot of teenagers who identify as Caitlyn Jenner identifies, they're probably just confused and having this agenda pushed down their throat. And they want to feel accepted. So what do? They gravitate towards the most popular thing. If you think that teenagers should have transgender surgery and they're under the age of 18, you're mental. Okay, you are 10 degrees of mental. And the psych ward might help you get over your crazy shit. As you're sitting there in your straitjacket, about to get knocked up with some juice to make you go to sleep, you're sitting there screaming about how that juice has crap that the vaccines have, and you're sitting there screaming about oppression and going nuts. And like, shh, I know, shh. There we go. Give it about 2 minutes. You bastards, you put them in there for against their own will and eject them with that crap. Shh. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. About 2 minutes later, they're knocked out. Sitting there screaming about how that booty juice got GMOs in it and shit. Like, shh. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Now you're getting, your voice is dropping, you're getting bigger, you're getting hair everywhere, and you're growing those tentacles, And what if you're a transgender young man and now you have breast development in periods? It can be terrifying. Yeah, so here's 2 examples.
Okay, is this what? Okay, let me tell you something. Unless the dude was born a hermaphrodite, it's not gonna happen like that. Are they just giving these goddamn degrees away to anyone who comes in off the streets? What the shit, dude? Stop. I can't even wrap my head around this one, folks. Okay, if you were not born with the gear downstairs to have periods, you're not going to have them. Okay, it doesn't work like that. What are you sitting there going, you're one of them dudes now that puts red dye on a pad and then you wear it around school and then you demand that you be allowed to change for gym class with your female classmates because you're a transgender. And if you don't, it's bigotry, even though you're making other women in that locker room feel uncomfortable. Yep. And I hate to say this, and this is not an attack on anyone, but there are dudes out there who will use this shit because they're sleazy. You know what I'm saying? If she happens to be a transgendered woman who's also a lesbian, well, geez. She hasn't transitioned yet, but the sight of a female body in the locker room gives she a boner. Which, it's sad that there are people out there who take advantage of the woke system that we live in to be a total creep. It's deplorable.
17-year-old young man that I saw in clinic.
What in the flip, dude? What? Okay, so here's an awesome tidbit. Someone says, hey, Josh, did you hear about making Mr. Potato Head gender neutral? And it turns out, no, there is no more Mr. It's just Potato Head now because the word Mr. is toxic masculinity. Like, I'm not even halfway through this Louder with Crowder video response, and that's a whole other fucking issue because it's toxic now to be a man. Jeez. My fingertips are a little cold, but they'll warm up. Are you kidding me, dude? It's no longer Mr. Potato Head because the word Mr. is toxic masculinity. Okay, if you're so hypersensitive with your female identity, that things like boy, Mr., and he, she, you can't say she because it has the word he in it, and men are toxic. Get out of here, dude. At that point, I tell you to quit being so goddamn sensitive and get over it. Like, Jesus Christ, I feel sorry for today's generation growing up in this hypersensitive world. Because when I was growing up in the 90s, we didn't care about crap like this. We weren't having this goddamn transgender agenda shoved down our goddamn throats. The librarian or the teachers would read us stories during story time. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. I'm all for acceptance and everything, but when the narrative is being forced, I'm kind of like, dude, some people are going to be uncomfortable with it. I hate to say it, right? Like, I'm not uncomfortable with it. I don't honestly give a shit. As long as the person who's trans is 18 or older and they've gone through puberty before doing the surgery. There are so many health complications to this. It's not even funny. We're all in the name of being politically correct. You're going to advocate for it because if you dare speak up against all the health consequences, yeah, that is another good question. Thank you for asking. I love the stream today. What are your thoughts on how parents these days grow a child up and call them non-binary before they can even talk or walk? I feel that is absolutely unnecessary and awful to do. This is exhausting because now you got people who are trying to gender neutralize their kid before they're even old enough to be potty trained. Why? Like, I'm sorry, but you cannot say your kid is gender neutral. If your kid crawled out of your vagina with a vagina of their own, guess what? It's a girl. If they crawled out of your vagina with a penis of their own, it's a boy. You cannot sit there and just, oh my God, dude, seriously, why? Are we so uptight about our society that we're not allowed to say, congratulations, you have a healthy baby boy? Did you just call my kid a boy? How dare you? Millennial parents be like, I am now triggered. I'm going to sue the hospital because they called my kid a boy. My kid is gender neutral. How dare you, sir? Me and my new family are going to go to Starbucks and we're going to get on our laptops and we're going to suck on our vape pens and bitch about microaggression. I can't believe the nerve of people. They just sat there and identified my child as a boy. Oh, have you done exclusive tests? What if they were born with female parts on the inside? You can't make that generalization. Dude, holy shit. What the fuck? Who lit the fuse on your tampon, bro? Oh, now you're making jokes like that? Oh, I can't believe these people. I'm so... That's my microaggression voice. You like that? That's good shit. Oh, jeez. And meanwhile, this poor doctor's like, hey, I just fucking delivered your kid. What? Why are you attacking me and suing me and putting my job in jeopardy? Like, Jesus Christ, there's a Cunts. Meat boy, you're pathetic. How can you give advice when you can't follow simple hygiene, meat boy? You put yourself in public for the of age females. You're dumbass, meat boy. Your show sucks now. Well, I did take a shower, and what's up, Josh? This is Jesse Ryan. Fuck the trolls. I'm looking forward to the new album, my dude. Have a good stream. Thank you, Jesse. Appreciate it. Do you think parents should be allowed to spank their kids like they did when we grew up in the 90s? To answer this person's question, if you think my show's so pathetic, why are you watching? Like, I'm not even going to respond to that. Just block. It would be the appropriate response. There are people out there who text dumb shit like that. I got the number blocked. I'm not trying to dox anyone. All right. Well, that's to spank or not to spank. That is the question. Kids are just as obnoxious as the adults who raise them. But now we're so politically correct as a society that Mr. Potato Head is no longer Mr. because that's toxic male behavior. Okay, ask me this. Was Mr. Potato Head going into Congress and saying women can't run for office, blah, 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 bullshit like that? No. How was a name of a toy that is primarily played with by children? How is that YouTube? How is that toxic male behavior? You know, and this is kind of what women have had to put up with for the last several centuries, YouTube. Women were seen as the enemy or what have you. Women have been treated like crap for the last several centuries. Anything they did was inherently toxic or they weren't strong enough, whatever. So now men are starting to get a taste of their own medicine, but the kicker of it is most of the men born today or growing up in the 90s were born into this male privilege. And if they were raised right, treat women with respect, then they're not a part of it. They're trying to be a part of the solution while being labeled as a part of the problem. And but do you think kids should be spanked today? Well, if they get super out of line, super out of line, you should let us slap your kid around if they get super out of line. That's just the way I see it. Otherwise, today's kids are not going to have respect. That's the truth. You're not allowed to hit your kid. You're supposed to count to 4. Yeah, that'll make your kid stop. I'm going to count to 4 if you don't knock your shit off. Shit. Stop saying shit. Shit. God damn it, stop cussing. God damn it, shit. Oh, my God. 1, 2, 3, 3.5. Shit. 4. Shit. That's it. Go to your room for cussing. Then stop saying shit. Shit. You know what I'm saying? And it can be frustrating when you're trying to raise those little rat bastards, but when you're disciplining them like that, you have to remember you are much, much bigger than they are. You could easily kick their ass and do harm. So you have to be, you got to control yourself. Even though they're pissing you off and pushing all your buttons, kids are worse than trolls, man. They'll sit there and, you know what I'm saying? You got to have that mentality. And in some cases, it just makes your kid grow up aggressive and violent. There have been studies that suggest kids who are spanked growing up and they grow up and become violent individuals. So, geez. And, what happens then, when your kid gets big enough to kick your ass and then he does it and then you're sitting there going, shit. So sometimes, yes, there are non-violent ways to deal with the situation. But are you kidding me? My dad got spanked with a belt when he was a kid. I got spanked and slapped when I was a kid. If I had that smart mouth that I have now, which obviously, hey, it didn't do shit because I still got a smart mouth. So spanking and slapping your kid probably doesn't work. Unless they cross the line. Like, if my kid had called his mom the C word and we were still in a healthy relationship, I would definitely be spanking and slapping the fudge out of them. No questions, ifs, ands, or buts.
We treated him. He was given intramuscular testosterone. He is now in his 20s, and he's doing great. 16-year-old young transgender woman given spironolactone and estrogen and transitioned, and now is in graduate school in her early 20s and did absolutely fantastic.
Okay, that is a very, very rare circumstance. There is so much that could go wrong with giving children puberty blockers and then realigning their gender just to fit your progressive narrative, or because they say they're confused.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. Must be
If
fine.
you're a man having a period, it's not. Go to the hospital. Your dick shouldn't be bleeding.
Yeah.
No shit.
I'm sorry. I don't.
One would think.
I hope we don't get thrown off for that. But if I look down and my penis is bleeding, I'm calling 911.
Yeah. And also the beauty is that it's
Ron White reference. Ron White said it best. I would never make light of a woman's period. That's a real sensitive issue. However, let's just be real about it. If I look down at my crotch and I was bleeding, I wouldn't be sitting there going, oh, how cute I'm spawning. Fuck that. I'd be going, my balls are bleeding. And I'd be running to the fucking hospital. I noticed that those hate comments, they're happening less and less. When it happens on stream, they're just pissed off and they get mad, but they don't say nothing anymore because they're like, it's not working. Our incessant trolling of Cobra is not working. What have we done with our lives?
It's an external organ, so you have to go, is it bleeding on the outside, razor cut, or, if you're a
could be
homo,
kidney.
or could it be some kidney damage? Or, oh, you know what? It's actually just an anal fissure.
Or maybe it's my lady parts coming in.
Who knows? And this is going to be taught to your children alongside, hey, remember we taught this when we were to kids? Hey, you're going to notice some changes. You're going to have hair where there wasn't hair before. And hey, your voice is going to change. You're going to start being attracted to women. Also, by the way, your dick may bleed, which might as well just be a vagina, and you may be a woman, and it's all the same, and it's not okay, and it's okay, and it's not okay, but that's okay.
It sounded like to me she was describing what the body was designed to
Yeah.
do.
But you understand.
But she said it was wrong.
Yeah,
She
it was
said,
wrong.
yeah,
It's
totally
wrong. Growing
wrong.
tentacles, also confused because the hair, obviously. Medusa.
Yeah, it's like,
Look at Rachel Levine. Look at the doctor too long. You will turn to stone. That's a scientific fact.
Satire.
Now, before we move on to puberty blockers and why they're bad, this is just something that in the same clip that I want you to see. This is how unironically radical this person who is going to have a say in what you can and can't do with your own and your children's health as a legal parent. This is how unironically radical Dr. Levine is.
So if I said LGBT, I think that almost everyone in the audience would know what I mean.
I'm
If
sure
I
there'd be an
said
argument.
LGBTQIAAP, how many people know what I mean? P can mean pansexual, polysexual, pangender, polygender, and there are lots of other terms, two-spirit, and I could go on, basically spend the entire 45 minutes talking about different alphabet soup.
Then that's the point. I could spend the entire 45 minutes. I could spend the entire year trying.
This is confusing as fuck, dude. When I was a kid growing up in the 90s, it was simple. Boy, girl, drag, trans, whatever. That's it. I'm going to save a couple of these for a sandwich. I'm going to try to make one and see how it turns out.
To lay down landmines as I walk backwards in regards to pronoun, and the rest of society just wouldn't get anything done. Oh, well, yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
I now understand the points to all of this tomfoolery, bullshit. I don't know the scientific nomenclature. I'm just doing my best. Dr. Zayas. So let's go to the puberty blockers. I just want you to see that because people have actually tried to do takedowns of this channel.
Okay. We got some peanut flavored covered pretzels from Signature Farms. They're pretty tasty. I have an idea for a sandwich. Stick around. Puberty sucks, but puberty blockers are a no bueno, man. Now I'm going to turn on my pan over here. And we're going to turn it on medium. I wonder how it'll taste if we take some Texas toast to make a peanut butter sandwich and put those pretzels on it and then fry it up in some grease. Ooh. tell me. I don't know. Okay, so I have an idea for a sandwich. Not sure how it's going to turn out, but we'll see. We're going to take our Jif creamy peanut butter. I still got a whole other jar of this in my cupboard. Mm. It's just that jiffing good. I see what they tried to do there with that commercial. Mm. I got a peanut butter on there. Not a sponsor. Plug it. Okay. And we got some Signature Farms peanut covered pretzels. They're covered in like chocolate and peanut butter. Mm. Let's see. I'm gonna take some peanut butter and put some on the other side here, and then we'll do it. All right, so we're gonna take that other slice of peanut butter bread and plop it on top of our pretzels, just like that. 1 second. I got butter and bacon and beef grease in the bottom of my pan. And we're gonna fry it up in there real quick. Let that grease soak into our bread. All that grease got toasted into the bun. Delicious. All right, we'll put these up and just eat the rest of it.
Camel going in. He tries to strawman liberals by saying LGBTQAI. Literally. LGBTQAI, and then I would say LGBTQAAIP because I saw it at a feminist film festival and at 2 gay pride parades, and now she just added 2 Q's and 2 P's.
Well, AI is artificial intelligence, and this is clearly very real intelligence.
Skynet is not. They're not sending their best, folks. Skynet is not sending their best.
Wait for version 2.0. It'll be better.
Skynet has fallen. Flash it, okay? So let's explain why puberty blockers are bad, okay? Let me explain with the scientific literature here, lest you think I'm committing hate speech.
Just like Dee Snider opened a bakery.
If adolescents,
I just got the image.
If adolescents don't transition, let's be really clear, because they say, "Oh, puberty blockers." They just say, if then the kid realizes that they're not trans, you can just go off the puberty blockers. If adolescents don't get on puberty blockers, don't go through an transition. Most adolescents and children who claim that they're trans, 98% of them grow out of it. 98% of them grow out of it.
Wow.
Now I know some of you are saying, "Well, why you're actually saying it like it's a good thing?" Yep. Now,
Very good thing.
here's why. Let me explain to you why. It's a numbers game.
Yeah.
And we don't even have a math Asian here. No. For those who do undergo puberty blockers, so 98%, if they don't undergo puberty blockers or hormone therapy, they grow out of it.
Yeah.
For those who do, 0%. 0% grow out of it. Now, I understand you're saying, well, that just means that clearly the person who is on mind altering, and I do mean mind altering, and we know what we know about the endocrine system with hormones and neurotransmitters, how often they are one and the same. Okay, so in order to be who they truly are, the mind altering hormones are needed. All right, but let's still use that argument and let's get to the real, to the physical, because people who are transgender are 19 times more likely to attempt suicide. Wow. We know that, and it's about like 40 to 43% attempted suicide rate. Do you know what it is after they transition? About 40 to 43% suicide. It doesn't get any better. Oh, so you go from a 98% chance that your children will not be in the 19 times suicide rate demographic to a 100%, if you put them on puberty blockers, chance that they end up in that 19 times suicide demographic. Now, I know what you'll say. I know what people will say, the suicide thing. Well, the suicide thing is only because of how society has treated them. Well, not according to that article that we talked about with the 50-year-old playing college female basketball, because Z said, when I came out to my teammates, they were shocked. So it would change after transition, right? We're not just talking about barely passables. It would change. It doesn't change.
Yeah. Well, and we've done several shows on this. Well, I'm not just talking about somebody in their team. She brought up these two examples, somebody who's 17 or 18 years old, and they're now in their early 20s. Well, give it time. I hate to say it that way, but give it time, and let's see what happens when they're in their 30s. We're talking about 5, 6, 9-year-olds being celebrated, being encouraged to be trans. Like, it's just another thing to do.
Right.
It's like a toy you buy at the store. Just get that toy instead. Be trans. Go for it.
You can't halt somebody's sexuality. That's what puberty is. It's growing into your own sexuality. To take that away from them and tell them what they are before it makes absolutely zero sense.
Well, I also don't understand.
That's just my opinion.
No, I understand. I also don't understand why they advocate this before the age of consent.
Yeah.
You can't consent to sex, but you can make decisions that permanently alter and or damage your sexual function for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Well, and look, somebody who's been suicidal like myself.
Exactly my fucking point. Thank you. It's tasty. Toasting it slightly, melted the peanut butter in the middle. It's all gooey and dripping all over the place, but hey, it's tasty. The sandwich is tasty. Yeah, it's bonkers, dude. They can't consent to sex. They're not old enough, but they can get surgeries that realign how that works. Okay, if they're not old enough for sex, and they should not be old enough to realign and change their sex. That's just how it is. The fuck is wrong with people, dude? And puberty sucks. No one's gonna deny that. Been there, done that, brought the t-shirt.
And even more so as this conversation goes on. I have to honestly say, depression is depression.
Right.
You can't just put a label on it and go, it's the way society treated you. Depression and sadness are two very different things.
Right.
Depression is a mental illness. It's one that I have.
Yeah.
It's something that will make you kill your. It has nothing to do with it. That's not even a fair It's not fair to say that that's how they were treated, because everybody feels flawed and inferior in a certain way. And you are boosting it up by doing that.
And I've talked about this before too, as someone who struggles with depression, which maybe we shouldn't have you and I in the studio together. That's not a problem. And there are a lot of cords around.
I made Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Well, thank you. It's also important to note American slaves didn't have an attempted suicide rate of that level. Wow. Jews in the Holocaust didn't have a higher attempted suicide rate. Let's be clear about that. The only group that does, paranoid schizophrenic. Now, you can't say it. You can't say that it's similar for someone who believes something that is in direct opposition, that's antithetical to their biology.
Yeah.
And by the way, you know what happens?
Tasty sandwich, YouTube. Got a little crunch to it with those pretzels. You have a peanut allergy that would not consume. But not bad, man. A fried peanut butter sandwich, man. Fried that and hamburger and bacon grease. Oh my god. So even if you don't feel like fully cooking up something too drastic, you just want a quick little snack, you're not that hungry, yeah?
I know this is something, these are the same people who drink from BPA-free plastic, which now isn't enough, so they have to drink from glass, right? And anytime you're at the gym, they have a glass bottle, and you're going there to just get, and they're like, don't touch my bottle. Don't bring it to the gym, asshat, okay? Don't bring glass, all right? You're not going to grow tits because you're drinking from an Ozark bottle. It'll be okay. But here's the issue. We want to avoid BPAs, to avoid these xenoestrogens, right, in the atmosphere. And people talk about chemicals. They say, we know that it's cancerous. When injected directly into a 9-year-old boy's ass, however, well, the science isn't in yet. We know what excess estrogen does to the male body. It's not good. It's actually not as harmful as more testosterone for women, but that's not good either, because excess estrogen is bad for women. It is fatal, cancerous for men. We know it. Let's not act like the science isn't in. Just say, look, this is our agenda, and we don't care if we put them into a very shallow, suicidal, or cancer-ridden grave, and try, and then see if people believe it's empathetic. I hate that we are now turning a generation of kids into basically a study group.
Right. We have a generation of.
I agree with that 1,000%. There is a generation of people out there who are now the study subjects, the Frankenstein creations, if you will. No, it just blows my fucking mind. It does. Like the shit people, you know. Like, okay, if you're an adult, you've gone through puberty, you're an adult, and in your adult life, you decide that you're going to become trans in your adult life, then go right ahead. But if you are underage and you can't even consent to sex, then you should not be able to consent to realigning it, for that matter. Oops. There we go.
Parents who have basically said, I have no responsibility to help my kids go through a difficult phase.
Right.
I went for a walk down to a friend's house. And on the way down there, I seen a pack of smoke sitting on the ground. I was like, oh, happy day.
You're feeling that way? Okay, fine. You're trans. You're feeling that way? Okay, you're gay. You're lesbian. You're whatever, right? You were just born this way. That's okay. We'll just deal with it. Instead of saying, "Hey, I love you. Let's work through this."
Yeah.
What the most caring thing to do, it would seem, is to say, "Hey, let's make sure there's a 98% chance that things work out. And guess what? If it doesn't work out by then, fine. If you're a liberal parent and you want to still let them do something when they're at the age of consent, say it's 16. Fine. You can drive a car. You can chop off your penis.
Yeah.
Happy birthday."
But I would support my kid over absolutely anything. But just because he's 6, if he comes to me and goes,
Yeah.
"Hey, I'm Superman," I'm not going to throw him off a roof.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, let's see if that's true.
Let's just start by wearing some kryptonite quartz earrings.
See how
Like,
you-
yeah, no,
How do
doesn't
you
check
feel?
out.
How do you feel in the cape and your mother's heels?
By the way, I have those numbers you were asking for. A Gallup poll from 2020. It shows that Gen Z and millennials identify more as trans and lesbian.
One-
Geez. So millennials are from 1981 to 1996. I was born in 91, so I'm a millennial. Generation Z was born 97 to 2002. Oh, geez.
0.8% transgender.
To 1.4 for lesbians for Gen Z and 1.2 to 0.8.
And 11.5% identify as bisexual, which means that if it's equal for both male and female, that means that 11.5% of the female population is trying to arouse some guys at a college frat party.
Pretty much.
And 11.5% of the male population is gay.
No judgment here, man. Hello? They'll sit there and watch my stream as it plays in the background, just repeating it. They don't even say hello or what's up. It's just weird, dude.
So
why are those numbers going up? Is it because
they
all of
would
a sudden they were
say-
societal?
they would say it's because society.
Well,
and
40s, 50s, 60s, fine. 90s,
90s, 60s
2000.
for crying out
I
loud.
know, but I'm saying like 90s, 2000, 2000. Come on. You
No, of
really
course
think
not.
it's just people like all of a sudden going, well, hell, that sounds like a great idea.
No, of course not. I remember in the 90s, I remember being in high school and them reprimanding me for saying, well, isn't statistically, like, if I don't do drugs in North America, AIDS kind of a gay person's disease? And
Yeah, but in the 80s, that's what they told us. I mean, we grew up with that idea where, like, look, if Magic Johnson skins his knee, we got to get him right off the court.
Right.
There could be mosquitoes that give it to you. We were ignorant to certain things.
Well, no, but it was political correctness.
It
Like,
was,
don't say
yes.
the gay
Yeah.
thing. Don't say it. It's like, well, now there are billboards. I remember seeing in Austin not long ago. It's our disease. Let's take care of it because now they need to. What's the new Prev pill? The new Prev pill. You see those commercials?
Let me check my bottle.
Yeah. Did you see the commercials? It's just like it is. Just now, it's just every couple is gay.
Right.
So listen, let's just be honest about it. If we're going to be honest about the science, let's be honest about the science. Let's talk honestly. And I don't know why some people. This is where some people say, like, I'm to the right of Attila the Hun. You tell me. You know what? Comment. You guys just comment. It's the best thing you can do to help out this algorithm. And like I said, a slow news day, but this is something that really grinds my gears. Is it really more radical when people say anti-science? My position on climate change has always been consistent, that, you know what, we don't know exactly what the climate pattern is. It is possible that humans are contributing to abnormal or atypical climate patterns. We don't know how catastrophic it will be, and I certainly don't believe that AOC has the solution. That's more anti-science to you than penises are a figment of your imagination? I mean, come on. Let's just like, no one's denying climate science. We're saying that we don't believe the 5-page Green New Deal that took me 16 minutes to read is actually going to fix the problem if we really are going to end up with Skynet apocalypse and a skeleton hanging onto a chain link fence. All I'm saying here is, you know what? I actually do think that there are exceptions. There are people who are intersex. There are people who have Klinefelters who, by the way, push you guys aside because they want nothing to do with the LGBTQQAIIPP, according to your assistant health secretary here. They don't want to be associated with it.
Yeah. Well, and by the way, we're now saying, okay, that's well and good, but we're going to give people who can't even determine their own bedtime the ability to legally be allowed to change
when
their
I
gender.
was a kid and they asked me what I wanted to do when I grew up, I said I wanted to become a woman so that I could be roomies with my brother forever because we lived in a bunk bed. And I saw that my parents were opposite sex. And I was like, everyone who lives together are men and women. And I'm like, but how am I going to live with my brother when I'm 45? I know. Get the heels. Someone get the stilettos, Mom.
Yeah, this day and age, Dave, you heard it here, right? Stephen just came out as transgender. I mean, we should encourage it.
He just came out as Belky Bartakamo.
So, by the way, here is Dr. Levine's thoughts on psychological evaluations for children transitioning. Not needed.
It still does recommend a psychological evaluation. That's
The
kind of
science book, by the
controversial
way.
if you want other types of hormone treatment. If you want, I need hormone treatment for menopause, you don't need to have a psychological evaluation. If you are a man in their 40s, 50s, or 60s and you need testosterone or Viagra, they don't recommend a psychological evaluation. Maybe they should, but they don't. And if you want a nose job, you don't need a psychological evaluation. But if you want gender confirmation surgery, you do.
Okay, first off, we're saying the same thing, only you're crazy. So first, you just stigmatized ED. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
Someone get
good
Bob
job.
Dole.
She does love a pearl necklace.
Oh yeah, way to stigmatize erectile dysfunction. Like a woman stigmatizing a woodman, that's a shocker, right? Now I'm busting balls, calm down. Yeah, there are some women who can't have children, and do we stigmatize them? No, because if you stigmatized a woman who couldn't bear kids, you would be a miserable piece of shit. But hey, make fun of the guys because they can't get their dick hard. Nobody says shit. Gender equality, right? Hello? Hello?
Hey, I'm a trans person, and would you like any questions?
I'm good, thank you. I support what you do, but I'm good. Yeah. No, I don't have any questions. I don't really care. You want to change your sex, that's totally your call. You know what I'm saying? And the likelihood of that being a real trans person is so full of shit, dude.
ED, though maybe they should. Okay, hold on a second. I understand where you're coming from, right? You hate dicks, but let me. You think it's more unreasonable for a man who has been sexually active his whole life, and let's say is in his 70s and still wants to be intimate with his wife, but because of age, even though he's sexually aroused, the hydraulics don't work to take clinically trialed medication to assist him in his intimacy with his wife. You believe that should require a psychiatric evaluation, but not somebody who wants to cut their penis in half like the Five Guys hot dog. I said I would fit it in there and invert it and take estrogen, which of course would create brittle bones and likelihood of cancer for the rest of their life. Am I hearing that right? Yeah, I do think one requires a psychological evaluation.
Ouch. No, dude. Oh. I mean, and the science shows it that when you become transgender, it's a very hard road to take. It's very emotional. You know what I'm saying? That's why they make you take a psychological evaluation. Jesus fucking Christ. There's a big difference between, oh, hey, look, you know, You're a 70-year-old man who still wants to fuck his wife. So you know what you do? You take Viagra and there you go. Boink. And you got it working again. Clinically proven. And there are some men at that age who don't even need it. Good on them, right? But that's the thing of it. You're going to make that scientist they're talking about, you're going to just stigmatize erectile dysfunction, but you fail to see the logic in your cognitive thinking, and you're a scientist or a doctor or whatever. And it's just like, dude, no, stop. What's going to happen if these woke retards decide to become doctors and scientists? Then the next couple of generations of bullshit's going to be really entertaining, and just grab a bag of popcorn and watch.
I love how dismissive Levine is, by the way, of the DSM-5, because keep in mind, DSM-4 had gender dysphoria as a mental illness, and then they changed it to the DSM-5, so it's still not enough of a moving goalpost. The DSM-5 now says it's not a mental illness. Gender dysphoria are the symptoms of someone born in the wrong body, but it's still not enough because they say, because sometimes there are similar traits with other body dysmorphias, we recommend a psychological evaluation. DSM-5, which really was bending over backwards to not be hate speech, is still hate speech.
But would you get an...
Oh,
no.
Hot dog.
It's inside the
That
doctor.
should be covered in ketchup.
It's normal.
Don't worry.
It's all part of the birds and the bees talk now.
You would not get a 9-year-old a nose job, first of all.
Right.
Let's point that out. So that's what she says as a comparison. That's not a comparison. You would not get facial reconstruction unless it was absolutely necessary.
Right.
The problem is right now we're living in this culture where being a victim is the number one thing, and parents want to seem like they're the most tolerant person in the world.
Thank you.
So they're using their kids as what I consider to be a form of Munchausen by proxy at this point.
Yeah.
And I think
Yep.
people need to be open and honest about that. Being born gay,
Why would you want to be? Why is being the victim a number one thing in our society? Thank you. About time somebody freaking said it. Because they want sympathy. They want people to feel sorry for them. Well, let me tell you, when you got people that feel sorry for you, it doesn't feel so good. I got people all the time who go, oh, I feel sorry for King Cobra. He has Asperger's. I'm like, you know what? You're right. Having Asperger's sucks, but it could be worse. There are people out there in the fucking hospital who have stage 4 cancer. You don't see me complaining. You got people out there, okay, who are blind, legally deaf. People out there who have way worse than what I got. And they're making the best of it. And then, that's just it. Like, people feel sorry for me because I have Asperger's. Okay, cool, thanks. Good for you. I don't care. Like, me personally, I don't feel sorry for myself. Fuck that. Or then the comments like, oh, he's special. Yeah, special. You could just say he's a spurg or a retard. Yeah.
Being born, whatever it is that you are, is not the same thing as forcing your children to not be able to have a normal puberty, a normal sexual experience, and a normal childhood.
Right.
I can't believe that this is even acceptable, and we all have to sit there and go, yeah, she's Dr. Her's right. Like, this is...
Yeah. What a great assistant secretary.
Yeah.
Now, could you imagine what's going to go through for a lot of these so-called transgendered kids? They get puberty blockers, and their body is producing puberty like it would if they were the gender they were born. You know what I'm saying? So they get the realignment surgery. You know what I'm saying? At this point, you can't begin to imagine what that's like. That's weird, dude. I'm sorry, but it's weird. You're 13 years old and you just got your dick cut off and you got some fake tits and now you're demanding to change in the women's locker room. It's a little weird. And that's why I say wait till you're an adult. Oh, here we go. And then you get to college. And you start having health complications. You know what I'm saying? And what is a normal puberty experience? Because there is no normality in that. It's just a weird and uncomfortable time for a lot of people.
We need more.
She gets great coffees.
She thinks people wanting a boner are the same as people wanting to lop it off.
You ever seen her operate a fax?
It just is. What?
It's transcendent.
Did you imagine her handing out facts?
She types 42 words a minute. Sometimes
slow.
her palms mash the keypad.
Here's my impression of somebody looking at a fax at a Christmas party that she made. Oh my god! What is this?
Is Five Guys open?
Can you imagine? So rewind to like 2000. Can you imagine us looking at this like in a movie? We'd be like, no, there's no way. That's not going to happen.
We're all wearing surgical.
Well, no, there were plenty of people like this in the movies, like in the 80s and the 70s. They were the serial killer.
No,
that's right. That's the truth.
That's right. Bill, what Wild Bill, whatever his name
Buffalo
was.
Bill.
Buffalo Bill. One of them, yeah.
If Buffalo Bill came out today, the entire theater would be like,
brave.
So brave.
Being in the mirror going, for me. Us too. Yes.
We have to say that, right? Yes, we have to say that.
I as well would. What was that? I would.
Yes. Say it again.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah, Tootsie.
Put the synthetic penis in the basket.
Put puberty blockers in the basket.
Put the anesthesia in the basket.
Was she a great big fat person? Okay, that was a little far.
Yeah,
did you see?
Fat
You
shaming.
mean the guy with the great big fat tits? But yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to be guilty of hate speech.
Can I make her into a suit? This is my doctor's suit.
Yeah, I want it to be LGBTQAAIPPS. Suit maker. Can you add that to it? I believe we can.
Yeah.
I'm glad we've had this conversation. Well, it's not my thing, but I don't want to be accused of hate speech. So yeah, why don't we go to your well?
Little Airbnb.
Let's go. By the way, because this seems pretty radical. Puberty blockers. But obviously you go, hey, assistant secretary, there must be a resume here, right? There must be a reason that Dr. Rachel Levine has been hired. Let's look at the resume.
Can I just say how funny Buffalo Bill's Airbnb would be? And it's B&B's Buffalo. Do you want to stay in a room or the whole?
Oh, you mean like the room or the whole house? No, just the whole.
No, there's a hole. It fills with water.
So, but how much for the whole house? If you could end that phrase before the word house, I think we'd be on the same page. I don't understand. Put her in the basket. Here, Buffalo Bill. I have a theme song. Do you want to hear it? I'm really uncomfortable here. You should be, as one should be.
Please sign the guest book.
Hey, did you hear? I'm going to be assistant secretary to housing and urban development.
What's an
Say bye, section 5.
What's
Leave
an
a rating.
assistant secretary? It's the weirdest thing that's happened in this house.
How do you feel about rent control? So let's go to the resume. God, let me get to the resume. The resume of Dr. Levine. Dr. Levine. This is the reason that someone like this is in the position to push policies, right? And coming down the pike where you won't be allowed to prevent your kids from going on puberty blockers. The resume of Dr. Levine, well, really all we have is worked in Pennsylvania. And in Pennsylvania, as a doctor, opposed a bill that implemented a 20-week limit on abortions. And ban dismemberment abortions. We have this here from PA.gov. As a physician, my duty to my patients is to provide the most appropriate medical care. This legislation undermines the trust, limits the ability of doctors to exercise their own judgment with regard to their patients. So we're talking about puberty blockers. What's that?
I think somebody's giving us a call.
Is someone calling? Is that Bryce?
Oh, Bryce.
Why is Bryce calling? Bryce?
Oh, hey, Steven. How's it going?
Why are you calling now?
Yeah, I must have accidentally butt dialed you or something. But
It's on a
now that I
tripod.
have your attention,
We're in a show.
we're going to show you a cool stunt for Brendan's new stunt channel we're starting.
What?
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm going to flip it around and I'll show you what we're doing here.
Is that? I don't.
All right, yeah.
You guys,
So
when you
here
put
we
this
have
in the show map and clear it with
Mr.
me
Lee. We wanted
before
to
we
make sure no one on the
he's
team
going
was
rogue. This is a
liable,
problem.
So we hired this nice gentleman
Early
here.
on in a show that
Okay,
already
so you
needs
can go
help.
to the car now. Yeah, I'm going to have Brendan explain the stunt.
Brendan?
Alright, so I'm making a new stunt channel. I think a good debut would be this idea I had where instead of using ramps to get air, I'm going to use a car.
Don't.
To be the ramp
No,
that comes
That's a bad idea.
that's a horrible idea,
use,
Brendan.
like, the angle of it to jump up on it and get some.
First off, you don't have time for a stunt
Cool.
channel. You messed up an edit this morning.
We're almost ready to go here.
Don't be ready. Bryce, stop him from doing it. Can you hear me?
I don't think he can hear you.
All right, Mr. Lee, you're all good to go.
No, stop.
Start it
Don't let
up.
this happen on air. Bryce, stop it. Bryce. I have no idea. This has got to. No, oh my God.
Oh.
He fell asleep, didn't
Brendan?
I think
he?
Brendan?
Oh, crap. Oh, no. Oh, Brendan, you doing all right? We can,
Brendan?
I think we can set it up again.
It's fine. It's fine. It's
Yeah, we'll just reset it.
No, none of this is fine.
No.
Oh my God.
Over here.
Well, I'm not primarily concerned with
I guess that's a crap.
Yeah.
Your employee caused a car damage. What do you do? How you pay for it?
Well,
How you reimburse?
I don't reimburse. Your car insurance should reimburse that, Mr.
No car
Carey.
insurance. I don't have car insurance. How can I get the car insurance?
Okay, well, listen, this is actually it's perfect because our sponsor, Gabby, actually, if you go to gabby.com/credit, you can compare your insurance plans and save a lot of money. Go to gabby.com/credit. Most people save like $900
All the same ones.
on average. Are they
I think
are they still there?
Oh, there's another car. Mr. Lee, stop.
I don't like where this is. Okay, the point is with Gabby, I appreciate when I told the team I wanted to take initiative and do their own thing, and can't do that.
No, not anymore.
We have a lot of Indians. We need more chiefs. Gabby.com/Crowder. People save like $900. I did that with my car insurance because they just bank on you. You know all these car commercials, they say, hey, you save like 15%. And you're like, how can they all say that? Because you always save money if you switch plans because the risk is already built in. All right, let's go back to Rachel Levine. And someone check on Brendan.
Yeah. No Asian drivers again for stunts. Let's just tell them that's a bad idea.
That's just my politics, the idea of abortion right 20 weeks. That's maybe a little nutty. So let's go to what Rachel Levine, Dr. Levine has done in Pennsylvania, how Rachel Levine has helped their citizens. Pennsylvania, by the way, had one of the worst COVID rollouts in the country, right, as far as vaccine rollouts, when you look at their plans. And Levine actually instituted a COVID nursing home policy, much like professional sexual assaulter-in-chief Andrew Cuomo, that forced nursing homes to readmit COVID-positive patients. So that's a bad thing to do, right, as far as what's been under Z's watch. But do you know what's really crappy? Is behind the scenes, Dr. Levine, removed Rachel's own mother from a nursing home before instituting this policy. So it's kind of like insider trading with dead memas.
Yeah.
Wait a tick.
Think about this.
That
In
seems
stating a
hard.
policy,
Yeah.
nursing homes are going to have to take in sick. Nursing homes will all have to take in sick patients. I don't want my mom at the nursing home. Okay, can we take her out?
Yeah.
Good.
I see the tobacco pipes sitting on your desk, Mr. Crowder.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Now it gets to tell you that you have no say in your children using puberty blockers.
And that they don't need a psychological evaluation if they want to have gender
No.
confirmation surgery. You see the naming?
Yeah.
They're really
Gender
good at naming
confirmation
things.
surgery.
Yeah. No.
Who got funding to make puberty blockers? Like a scout leader?
It's just like a really scared father.
He's like, is there a way I can keep these this way forever?
NAMLA supported it heartily.
Well, what is the... I'm sorry.
No,
Sorry.
you're absolutely right.
I don't mean to be bluntly honest.
No, you do mean to be bluntly honest, and we love you for it. And I agree. I had to think about it. What would be the appropriate use? I guess like maybe if it's one of those like kids with progeria. I don't know, something like that, where they have some sort of accelerated aging disease,
Maybe,
like
yeah.
Charlie Brown. There's a special that was wildly unpopular. You have progeria, Charlie Brown. No one watched it.
Very sad it didn't. There's some good dance in it.
There was, if a little repetitive. So just some more history. This isn't necessarily super relevant, but we have a photo here of Rachel as a man with when back then, because I can say this, his wife and children. It's kind of hot, kind of, you know. And then you know, you
I
have to
didn't
wonder.
know he was Pete Holmes.
/ Jonah Hill / Will Ferrell when he gains a lot of weight, but now is a beautiful and brave Senate Minority Leader.
I understand the transition.
And used to perform in musical theater. This isn't really relevant. I just thought it was funny.
Was his wife transitioning in that picture? by the way?
Last role was Dr. Scott in the Rocky Horror Picture Show, which I think we have an overlay here from the Washington Post. It doesn't really matter. I just thought it was funny. Z no longer sings. Z has moved on to bigger and better things. So I just want to hear from you guys. What do you think? What you think is most important here? What you think is most important as far as the issues? Look, let me be really clear with this. As far as it relates to the United States being singularly unique from other countries. Look, First Amendment, Second Amendment, no other country has it, not like us. That's pretty important. As it relates to the most important issues, I do think the idea of family being the central building block before government is necessary. That means nuclear family. Big tech is a problem. People who control the entire sphere of information online. And then after that, you know, get the dementia patient out of office. Yeah. But those are always those have always been my top issues. It's not necessarily about, you know, state district lines. I think that the idea that men and women are actually a thing, pretty important. And even if you don't believe it, even if you don't agree with it, you should at least take the Jordan Peterson position in believing that people shouldn't be compelled to use unscientific language.
Yeah.
Like we've been doing this show.
We've been doing this show.
Just to make sure we don't run afoul of any guidelines.
Of the third rail.
That are not enforced.
Beautiful and brave Z.
Generation Z was a bad idea.
Speaking of guidelines, the chief of the Cherokee Nation has now said that it's time for Jeep to stop using the name. After nearly 50 years on the road, Jeep was pressured by the chief. The guy's name is the chief of the Cherokee Nation, Chuck Hoskin Jr.
Jr.
Wait, why don't they just have it so the car doesn't come in red?
Yeah, Chuck Hoskin Jr. is the chief of the Cherokee Nation. Probably only has one word for snow. Chuck Hoskin Jr., chief. I love how he's the chief of the Cherokee Nation, but using the word chief is racist. It's like, hey, what's your role, Chuck? Well, many people call me the chief, but you can refer to me as.
You may have seen me before at the end of the evening when the television's signing off. That was Dad.
So Chuck Hoskin Jr.
I cry for living.
They were pressured to change the name of its popular Jeep Grand Cherokee SUV because they actually are doing it because according to Chuck, chief of Cherokee, Chuck, have you met the chief of the Apaches, Bob? Don't get me started on Comanche Larry.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a character.
Arapaho Carl.
He surprised me with the bone tomahawking.
Runs with
Maybe it's
Chad.
Woodchuck.
So Hoskin Jr., this is actually from Car and Driver. This is why he demanded it be changed. It does not honor us by having our name plastered on the side of the car. And by the way, to their credit, Chrysler heard the First Nations community and apologized and made amends with the upcoming 2021 4x4 Jeep Grand Scalper. So it seems a little bit toned down.
I mean,
I think it looks good. It's a slow news day.
It really
Good
is.
aerodynamic.
Are the blood splatters like an add-on, or is that standard?
Well, it no longer comes in red, and the stick shift will be replaced by a slot machine handle.
You got to pay him back somehow.
We don't want to run afoul of Chief Chuck.
I love that he's a junior. Like the first time around, you guys didn't get made fun of for Chuck being chief.
Yeah,
Oh,
for liberal,
Charles.
For liberal white girls, it'll be 1/16 charity.
Yes. You forgot this about the story. Chief Chuck.
Junior.
I mean, it's like, look. First off, either this is one of those 1/16 Cherokee guys who just elbowed an actual Native American out of the way to become chief, or it's a Native American who changed my name to Chuck because the white man makes me live this way. Well, if you're the chief, change it back.
Yeah.
If you're the representative, change it back from Chuck.
You're the head guy. Go.
Yeah,
lead.
It's like having a Chinese man who is our ambassador to China named Newt.
Or Larry.
You call him.
Funnier
You
with
go
Larry.
back to the Chinese name. That makes Americans feel better about themselves.
I'm spotting in pants from puberty blocker boy.
What Native American name? What do you give to Rachel Levine? We can't.
Wind dick.
We're not allowed because our names are descriptive, and we'd be banned from YouTube. So we just say one who rides with Mima, who's been removed from the nursing home. We're not big fans of Levine here. But by the way, we are doing an order for the Nation tribe. What would you like from Five Guys?
Ghost penis.
If you smoke this, it will appear and talk to you.
Could you imagine, by the way, I just love, this is that example where you have the left, you have Rachel Levine, right, these health secretaries, and they're constantly looking for a victim class, right? Yeah. But they also, keep in mind, they also side, right, with Islamists. What do you think the First Nations people would do if their 6-year-old said they wanted puberty blockers? Yeah. No. Nantuk. I'm not raising any San Francisco queer kid. Well, I think I should be a girl. I think you meant to say that you should walk up and slap the bear as a test of manhood. Go do that and get back to us.
Take peyote first.
Yeah. By the way, hey, Assistant Chief Bob, replace the trained bear. Let's get a wild one out there.
Let's make it a fair fight.
All right.
It's Chief Assistant Secretary Brian O'Houlihan.
Can we get Assistant Chieftain Flanagan in here to make sure that we? I just Chief Chuck, and everyone just goes on here like, Chief Chuck. They would have him on CNN right now, along with this catfish with a goatee on the right.
Our accountant, Chief Heilenberg.
And they would just be like, Chuck, First Nations Chief Chuck. May I call you Chief Chuck? Chuck, can I call you Chief? I'll allow it. Thank you, Chuck. I appreciate it. Say, Don Lemon, stop blowing, guys. Not Felter. Chuck, let me ask you. The peace pipe, is it tobacco or is it weed? At once it was the fire leaf, but we switched to Windex.
Fire leaf.
We huff many paint.
Yes. One of my favorite clips ever. This is when I knew, and then look, we have a whole thing on Hunter Biden, but you know what? We'll do that on Mug Club only.
It's a good man.
Club. But this is when I knew I was conservative. People say, well, you change, you grow up. Maybe I'm just stunted. I'm pretty much the same as far as how I see the world. I've matured, I have more experience. As when I was a kid, this is when I knew that I was conservative. Okay, and I was raised in a Christian household, and so I tended to have those traditional morals, right? And that, I guess now you would say, tomato, men and women are a thing. But I would watch TGIF, and I'd always just try and skip Sabrina the Teenage Witch because it was just Melissa Joan Hart. I mean, that's when you talk about depression. Mm-hmm. It was my first struggle with suicide. Was then they shoehorned that into TGIF and just Melissa Joan Hart. Her reactions to everything is.
I like Clarissa.
She explained it, not very well. Clarissa explains ghost penis, boy menstruation. I don't know.
Very.
This all might need to be updated. It's a little bit too much of an umbrella term. I don't know what the Nielsen is going to say about that. So I knew that I was conservative because after TGIF, 2020 used to come on.
Yes.
With, was it Phil Donahue and Barbara Walters? It was Barbara Walters.
Barbara Walters for sure.
Barbara Walters and John Stossel had his Give Me a Break segments. Okay.
Yeah, the best.
And I didn't even know what a conservative or a libertarian was. And I've had him on the show, and I don't think he'll come back. His pick. Last time we said, hey, Mr. Stoss, would like to be on the show? Answer, no. Okay. He's that kind of guy. But it doesn't mean he's mad. He's just very blunt. So he did a
Phillips. Sorry.
He did a segment. Did you used to watch it?
I did. No, I did. Yeah.
And he would talk to them like they were children. And he did one on Native American tribes. And he was interviewing, and I think the name, I don't think it was, this was pre-Chief Chuck. And he interviewed him, and he said, but hold on. He said, but you are living with electricity and running water. Goes, well, I do that because I'm not saying that everything from the white man is bad, but they still have displaced us and changed our way of life. And he goes, but you're wearing jeans. And as a kid, I was trying to catch my breath, laughing so hard. It wasn't an intellectual response with like some kind of policy. He goes, but, and I remember he had the high-waisted Lois Wrangler, Brett Favre, when he's not sending dick pic jeans. And he just goes, but you're wearing jeans. And the camera shows the jeans. And as a kid, I was like, I want to party with that guy. That's what I am. I don't know what this is, but I need more of that. And I bought his biography, and that's how I knew I was a conservative. And you know what? Before we go, comment.
Yes.
You tell me what your moment was. When did you actually find out that you were sort of leaning right? I guess sometimes people use the term right, red pill.
Yeah.
I don't know. But, you can leave that below. And I'm hearing actually before we go to YouTube that we actually have exclusive audio. Okay. Yeah. And here's the problem now. It's because we get the right sometimes and then we don't get what we pay for.
Right.
Spotify podcast with Barack Obama and Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
We have an exclusive for next week. They're already scraping the bottom of the barrel. It's just his DUI tape.
Can you roll down your window, please, sir?
I can't roll down my window, man. I gotta keep my hands satisfied.
This is a Wrangler. Can you unzip your window, please?
Hey, man, what you want? I'm back to blue.
Oh, you're Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, I was born in the USA.
Yeah, okay. I just need to see your license. And wow, you reek like alcohol.
I just had one shot in the dark.
No, it's fine. Look, there's two. It's just me and you. How many did you have? It's okay.
Hey, man, the boss don't lie. I had this one shot. And I hope you've been good this year. Santa's gonna come down and shoot me, cuz Santa Claus is coming to town. Back blue.
You are hammered. I just saw you pull over by a church and look at dirt. Did you seriously just have one shot?
I can't remember if it was silver or Patron or Padron. One means dad and one means the boss, which I am.
Seriously, get out of the car, and if you were black, I would shoot you.
I get out of the car. Can't find my feet.
You know what? I don't always. Sometimes
now.
Black Lives Matter has a point.
They do.
That officer needs to be reprimanded.
Yeah, very
I
much
don't think
so.
he should still be on the force,
Mhm.
and they should have given the boss a sobriety test and run him over.
Yeah.
YouTube, we love you, but there's more of this on a slow news day, so I don't think we're going to fare very well here. Everyone else, you can go to Mug Club YouTube.
No, jeez. Sometimes, a lot of the times, actually, could any of you white assholes remember or even begin to imagine what it's like to be put in that position? No. Where you're systematically oppressed because of the color of your skin.
This is the Patriot Power Generator, and when the power goes out in my area,
Genital mutilation has been nearly universally condemned. Genital mutilation has been condemned by the WHO, the United Nations Children's Fund, the United Nations Population Fund. According to the WHO, genital mutilation is recognized internationally as a violation of human rights. Genital mutilation is considered particularly egregious because, as the WHO notes,
It is nearly always carried out on minors and is a violation of the rights of children. Most genital mutilation is not typically performed by force, but as WHO notes that by social convention, social norm, the social pressure to conform, to do what others do and have been doing, as well as the need to be accepted socially and the fear of being rejected by the community. American culture is now normalizing the idea that minors can be given hormones to prevent their biological development of their secondary sexual characteristics. Dr. Levine, you have supported both allowing minors to be given hormone blockers to prevent them from going through puberty, as well as surgical destruction of a minor's genitalia. Like surgical mutilation, hormonal interruption of puberty can permanently alter and prevent secondary sexual characteristics. The American College of Pediatricians reports that 80 to 95% of prepubertal children with gender dysphoria will experience resolution by late adolescence if not exposed to medical intervention and social affirmation. Dr. Levine, do you believe that minors are capable of making such a life-changing decision as changing one's sex?
Well, Senator, thank you for your interest in this question. Transgender medicine is a very complex and nuanced field with robust research and standards of care that have been developed. And if I am fortunate enough to be confirmed as the Assistant Secretary of Health, I will look forward to working with you and your office and coming to your office and discussing the particulars of the standards of care for transgender medicine.
The specific question was about minors. Let's be a little more specific since you evaded the question. Do you support the government intervening to override the parent's consent to give a child puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, and/or amputation surgery of breasts and genitalia? You have said that you're willing to accelerate the protocols for street kids. I'm alarmed that poor kids with no parents who are homeless and distraught, you would just go through this and allow that to happen to a minor. I would hope that you would have compassion for Kira Bell, who's a 23-year-old girl who was confused with her identity. At 14, she read on the internet about something about transsexual. She thought, well, maybe that's what I am. She ended up getting these puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones. She had her breasts amputated. But here's what ultimately she says now. And this is a very insightful decision from someone who made a mistake, but was led to believe this was a good thing by the medical community. I made a brash decision as a teenager, as a lot of teenagers do, trying to find confidence and happiness, except now the rest of my life will be negatively affected, she said, adding that the medicalized gender transitioning was a very temporary, superficial fix for a very complex identity issue. What I'm alarmed at is that you're not willing to say absolutely minors shouldn't be making decisions to amputate their breast or to amputate their genitalia. For most of our history, we have believed that minors don't have full rights and that parents need to be involved. So I'm alarmed that you won't say with certainty that minors should not have the ability to make the decision to take hormones that will affect them for the rest of their life. Will you make a more firm decision on whether or not minors should be involved in these decisions?
Senator, transgender medicine is a very complex and nuanced field. And if confirmed to the position of Assistant Secretary of Health, I would certainly be pleased to come to your office and talk with you and your staff about the standards of care and the complexity of this field.
Let it go into the record that the witness refused to answer the question. The question is a very specific one. Should minors be making these momentous decisions? For most of the history of medicine, we wouldn't let you have a cut sewn up in the ER, but you're willing to let a minor take things that prevent their puberty, and you think they get that back? You give a woman testosterone enough that she grows a beard, you think she's going to go back looking like a woman when you stop the testosterone? You have permanently changed them. Infertility is another problem. None of these drugs have been approved for this. They're all being used off-label. I find it ironic that the left that went nuts over hydroxychloroquine being used possibly for COVID are not alarmed that these hormones are being used off-label. There's no long-term studies. We don't know what happens to them. We do know that there are dozens and dozens of people who've been through this who regret that this happened and a permanent change happened to them. And, you know, if you've ever been around children, 14-year-olds can't make this decision. In the gender dysphoria clinic in England, 10% of the kids are between the ages of 3 and 10. We should be outraged that someone's talking to a 3-year-old about changing their sex. I can't vote for you if you can't
Thank
make
you
a
so much,
decision.
Senator Paul. Senator Levine, thank you for answering the question. I will.
Right? What? That's the problem, dude. You're talking. Oh, that's so gross, dude. You're talking to 3-year-olds about realigning their gender when their mind changes all the time at a whim, no less. One minute they want peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for lunch. The next thing you know, they want chicken nuggets. They can't make up their mind. This is the Secretary of Health for you, dodging the question. Completely just a simple yes or no. You know what I'm saying? What would have been all it took, but nope. This is exhausting, YouTube. The fact that we're having these conversations with 3-year-olds, that's a bit disturbing, man. I'm just saying. And if these people don't have rights, then our country and our system's really messed up. So Darman did a skit with SS Sniper Wolf recently. Well, the second one, I mean, where the kid gets bullied and shit. I'm trying to find that skit. Let's see. Let's see. Well, I can't find that particular one. I'm scrolling through here. It's something that it's been said before, but something in that Darman skit literally is the truth. He said, you know, the reason why people pick on you is because their life is much more miserable than yours is. And that's why I feel sorry for my trolls, to be honest. Yeah, boy, here it is.
Hey, Darman fam.
Gamer girl gets cyberbullied at school featuring SS Sniper Wolf.
I'm super excited for you guys to watch today's video, not only because it's our first ever part 2 in Darman Studios history, but also because it's another collab with Sniper Wolf.
Hello, friends. So since you guys enjoyed the first one so much, we decided to do a part 2.
And to celebrate this collab, we're actually going to be giving 2 of our subscribers a PlayStation 5. If you guys want to win one, all you have to do is subscribe to both of our channels and then comment "done" in the videos. I'll choose one subscriber from my channel and Leah will choose one from hers. All right, should we start today's video?
Yeah, let's get right into it.
All right, we hope you guys love it. Did you see Psycho Mantis stream yesterday with Sniper Wolf? It was so dumb. Yeah, seriously. And just call her Sam. She's not even a real gamer. There she is.
We watched you play Among Us last night.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I can't believe no one guessed you were the imposter. I told you it was going to be Psycho Mantis.
Her name's Sam. What kind of dumb name is Psycho Mantis anyway?
It's from Metal Gear Solid. I think it's really cool. Oh my gosh, is that the new Darman Studio hoodie? You probably make so much money you can buy whatever you want. That's so cool.
Thanks.
It's not even that special. Anyone can buy that dumb merch. Besides, she's not even a real gamer. People only watch her videos to see Sniper Wolf.
Oh, man. It's okay. Don't listen to them. I think you're the best gamer out there.
Hey, Sam. Are you going to be streaming with Sniper Wolf again tonight? Oh, yeah, I am. Yes, we can't wait to watch it. Sam. OMG. Your mom drives a Tesla? I bet you could buy one too. Couldn't you?
If it isn't Sam, the wannabe streamer. You know, just because you have some followers and money doesn't make you better than anyone.
What? Of course not. I would never think that.
Yeah, right. Show off. You're not even a real gamer. You're just a girl that got lucky. That's all.
See you guys later. Oh, hey, honey, I'm over here.
Mom, what are you doing? I said pick me up in the back of the school. I don't want people seeing our crappy car.
I'm sorry, honey. She was stalling again, but she's all good now. Let's get going. Hey guys, today we're going to be playing Fortnite with Sniper Wolf.
Hello, friends. It's me, and we're about to get this game started.
Okay, I'm landing at that house.
Cool. Landing at the house next to you. Whoa, there are a lot of comments coming in. You should read some of them.
Okay, let's see.
Okay. I appreciate what Darman's trying to do with this skit, with the whole cyberbullying issue, but you could tell it's scripted, bro. Because this kind of thing doesn't just happen where you're just like, oh, hey, I'm streaming with someone 4 times more popular than me on streams or whatever. Or you get some comments, you should read them. You know, and you either learn to ignore the comments and focus on the ones that are positive or encouraging you or helping you, not the ones that are just there to talk shit.
Benji98 says, love watching your streams. Oh, thanks. Okay, Game Rat Joe 12 says, hey, wannabe gamer girl, you really suck.
Getting spammed with the you suck comments.
Hey, guys, we're going to take a quick break. Hey, are you all right?
I'm sorry, I'm just not feeling it today.
Tell me what's wrong.
There's this kid at school, and he's always been making fun of me, and I'm pretty sure he's the one making those mean comments. Maybe he's right. Maybe I shouldn't be a gamer.
Don't worry about him. He's probably just taking out his own problems on you.
It just really hurts, you know? What am I talking about? You would understand. Everyone loves you.
Sam, you think I don't deal with people hating on me all the time?
You do?
Of course. It comes with the territory. But what I've learned is that when somebody hates on you, it's usually because they're unhappy with their own lives, and that has nothing to do with you. So don't take it personal.
Yeah. Probably right.
I'll come see you tomorrow at school to talk about it.
Okay. Good game yesterday. I can't believe you got 5 kills. Thanks.
Oh, what happened, Psycho Mantis? Heard you had to cut your stream early last night.
I know that was you in the chat. Just please.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but that's not how it works, dude. Like, I appreciate Darman doing this. You know, I really do. The whole cyberbullying thing. But when you're getting bullied by random ass people, you don't know who the it is. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to track their online ID very easily. Well, let's see how this plays out.
Leave me alone.
I didn't mean to make you cry. Everyone's talking about it. That's so embarrassing.
Hey! Are you okay? Yeah. That's the kid I was telling you about. He's the one making those mean comments yesterday. Okay, let's go talk to him. What? No way, he hates me. Can you trust me? Please? Okay, if you say so.
She won't start. I've tried everything. Why can't you just get this fixed by a real mechanic?
He went this way.
With what money, Jordan? It's gonna cost at least $1,000, and right now, can't even pay our rent. We just got this eviction notice. If we don't come up with $1,800 by the end of today, we're out on the street. It's just so unfair. Why does this have to happen to me?
Well, some people would say that's just karma. I mean, you bullied this poor girl on stream. You made her cry. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is fucking stupid, dude. I'm like, what the fuck?
Jordan, stop, don't.
And look, this girl is going, why is he being so mean to me? And then Sniper Wolf is like, well, because he's probably miserable in his own life. No, it's not true. And then they follow that person, and look, they're about to get evicted. Their car don't work. They're having a really rough patch. And, well, wait till you see how it resolves.
I can't believe he's going through all of that. But now.
You see what now? You could be a dick and be like, oh yeah, that comment that you commented on, you say my gaming sucks. I'd be like, well, at least my car works. At least I got a, you know what I'm saying? You could throw all of his insecurities in his fucking face and make him feel like a piece of shit and be like, hey, look, man, you want to troll me? You got to troll him better kind of thing. You find out why they do it to you and then throw it in their face. You got to be ruthless with these trolls. Make them go, I hate that person. I regret picking on them. But what Sniper Wolf and Gamer Girl here do are a lot nicer than I would have done. I would have put that shit, dude, that would have been me. I would have put that asshole shit on blast and been like, so the reason why you pick on me is because your car doesn't work? Sorry to hear that, man. And to be fair, a lot of my trolls want to see me dead in a fucking ditch. They don't, you know what I'm saying? A lot of my trolls want to see me dead. They want to see me dead in a freaking ditch. Well, let me work on that. 1 second. Like, that's the thing of it, dude. When you see what Sniper Wolf and Gamer Girl do for the troll, wait till you see.
I have an idea. Come on.
We don't have enough money. There's no way he's gonna accept that.
What's gonna happen? We have nowhere else to go.
I don't know. I don't.
You know, homelessness is a real problem in our country, and it's all over the world. I wish I had all the money in the world. I would totally fix it. But you know what I'm saying? And when I got my lease terminated from my old apartment after living there for well over 10 plus years, all the trolls were talking mad shit. Mad shit. And I waited patiently, and I says to him, I didn't say shit to him. I'm like, I'm not gonna let these comments affect me. I went out there and busted my ass and got myself a new place. And on top of moving into my new apartment, I also had to move out of my old apartment, get 2 eye surgeries, and then go back and clean my old apartment and repaint it. That was an exhausting couple of fucking weeks.
No.
And you know what separates me from my trolls is if it were the other way around and I hated somebody I didn't like on YouTube, I would ignore their fucking content. I wouldn't be sitting there going, oh my God, that person makes the most annoying content in the world. I'm going to waste my time and my life cyber stalking them like a sad piece of shit fucking loser who's got nothing better to do.
See.
So at this point, it's a very sad scene. The mother of the troll is telling him, what are they going to do? It's very sad. Okay, what happens?
Hey, Maria.
Hi, Mr. Cornwall. I need a few more days to come up with the rest of the money. Take this, please. It's all we have, and we have nowhere else to go.
It's actually not planned here. Writing a receipt for your $1,800 payment. Here you go. Rent's paid in full.
But I don't understand. How did this happen?
You might want to ask them.
Oh, look at that. You called her the biggest fucking bullshit, dude. No. Darman scutes are cute like that because you see people going out of their way to do nice things for other people, but in real life, it doesn't happen like that. Do you think for one split second I would help my trolls if they were in this situation? If my trolls were about to lose their car and couldn't afford to pay to fix it, and they spent the last 10 years bullying me on YouTube, telling me how much my guitar playing and my videos suck, calling me an ugly retard, telling me to off myself, all this horrible shit. And then, oh yeah, that same asshole's car breaks. No, I'm going to be like, that's karma, motherfucker. Maybe you should have been talking shit. But Sniper Wolf and Gamer Girl decide to pay gamer girls hate or bully the rent bill and the car payment. And it's a touching story of how you should be nicer to them because you want them to treat you like that. Bullshit.
Wait, what are you two doing here?
We found out what was happening and we wanted to help. Sam and I split it.
And you know what? Honestly, even if I did help even if I was a nice enough person to help my trolls out, they'd still talk shit on me. And they brag about, oh my God, we suckered Josh out of his money to help us, and we're still talking shit. Fuck him, his videos suck. And I'm like, wow, okay. After I just got done helping you guys, you know what I'm saying? That's where that's kind of where I lost relating to this Darman skit. No offense.
What? You did?
Oh my God. Thank you so much, both of you. I can't believe it.
We also have another surprise for you.
Here's $1,000 so you can get your car fixed.
Oh, look at that. This dude was talking mad shit on the internet, bullying her at school. But she's so rich from her streaming that she literally gave them $2,800. What? Would you do the same for your worst enemy? Let me know. You know? Well, it depends.
Oh my God. Thank you so much, both of you.
And now this guy, he's happy that he's not going to lose the roof over his head and that his mom will be able to fix her car. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, the look on his face is like, oh, I feel like a piece of shit. You bullied this girl and she showed you more kindness than you showed her. You know, why? Why should you show them any kindness if they won't return it? You know what I'm saying? I hate to be like that, but respect is a two-way street, YouTube.
You have been praying for a miracle, and this is gonna change our lives. Let you
All right. I'll see you at school tomorrow, Jordan.
Sam? Look, I just want to say I'm sorry for everything. To be honest, I was only being mean to you because I was unhappy with my own life.
Oh my God, here we go. Troll comments out the wazoo. Like, I seriously don't give a fuck what people do with their life. You want to cut your dick off and call yourself a woman and you're of age and you're old enough, you're 18 or older, and I support it, you know. It's a little weird, but as long as you're being smart about it, not super creepy like that one Jessica Umar chick. Jeez. Something in your beard, Cobes? Not that I can tell. Not that I can tell. Maybe some peanut butter. Might have gotten. Yeah, I did. I got peanut butter on my beard when I was doing that sandwich earlier. Hold on. I might have missed that when I was eating the sandwich. That was a good sandwich that I made. Yeah, I got peanut butter in my beard. Like, I'm definitely not like that. You know what I'm saying? I support trans rights, but within reason. If there's anecdotal evidence for the science and all that backs it up, then we're gonna have those discussion points. Yeah. There we go. It happens to the best of us, man. I got peanut butter in my beard. I'm eating that sandwich. There we go. There we go. Can't believe I had that peanut butter on stream for like how long? Like, wow.
I had nothing to do with you. Can you please forgive me?
Oh, now you're gonna say sorry to her? Now you're gonna say sorry to her after she paid you and your mom's rent for that month that you owed, plus the car bill? Man. Well, thank you for whoever sent me the text message saying, hey, man, you got stuff in your beard. And I'm like, do I? Oh, shit. You got peanut butter in my beard. Peanut butter in my beard. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate to say it, but dude, you're gonna sit there and kiss her ass after she covered your mom's rent and her car payment, so you wouldn't feel like an embarrassed piece of shit? No, but like, bro, no.
Of course. Thank you so much. I'll never forget this. Dude, did you see Sam's stream yesterday? It was so stupid. She doesn't even deserve to be called a real gamer. Yeah, I watched it, and actually, it was really good. What? Are we talking about the same Sam? If you're referring to Psycho Mantis, then yeah, she's one of the best gamers out there. All right, let's go.
Oh, a heartwarming ending. A heartwarming ending.
Hey, Darman fam, I hope you guys love that message. What was this video about?
You never actually know what somebody's going through. If somebody's going to hate on you, they're usually going to be unhappy in their own lives. It has nothing to do with you, so don't take it personal.
That's half of it. That is half of it. Half of it is because they're miserable in their own goddamn lives. And the other half is they see you're miserable too, but you're making it work. And they're jealous. So half of that. And you shouldn't take it personal, because anybody who does certain things to troll someone is so desperate and so lonely in their fucking life. It's just like, nope. That's half of it, YouTube. They're miserable in their own life.
I love that. And please remember, we're not just telling stories, we're changing lives. And when you share my videos, you're helping to change lives too. If you guys want to see a part 3 happen, definitely let us know down in the comments. And I'll see you in the next video.
Bye.
Hey, Darman fam, make sure to subscribe to my channels and check out this next video. I know you're going to love it.
Think I can get this new Wolfpack hoodie? Several just came out with it. That gamer girl.
I tell you what, YouTube. My trolls are some sad, miserable fucks. Jeff Beard Oil, LOL. That's funny, exhumed. Jeez. Hold up. Yeah, I doubt they did. Yeah. I doubt they left it where they were supposed to leave it. And I wish people weren't doing this shit. Jeez. Yeah, I think that person was full of shit. They're like, hey, Cobra, haha. They're like, hey, it's Domino's delivery here. Want me to leave your pizza and wings in the lobby? And I think they delivered it to the wrong one, but that's all right. I've already asked them to quit. I've already asked nicely, please quit sending me food, okay? Trust me, I got food, and I got people who will take care of me on that, okay? Oh, I'm not pissed. I'm just reading chat. Not really mad, man. Just yeah, you're a troll. It just said give it to the that wasn't a real dude. Fuck that. That wasn't even a that's how I know it's not a real delivery. It just said give it to the person who's like, can we get a that's what's up for the fans in Colorado? Most definitely, that's what's up. Shout out to my fans in Colorado. Hell yeah. Wow. Okay. Exactly. Fucking exactly. That's the kind of shit they do. Like, let's pretend to send Josh a pizza, so then when he goes looking for it and tries calling us, we'll give him some bullshit story. It's like, I don't need that crap, man. Anyways, tubes, thanks for watching the stream. Yeah, shout out to Egg White. No, if they were winning, then I would have stopped making YouTube videos, wouldn't I? Anyways, YouTube, for the 3-hour stream, thank y'all for watching. I'll catch you later.